Hello and welcome to the final IFSC Bouldering World Cup of 2013, and what a year it has been for bouldering. We have held competitions on 3 different continents, starting off in Chongqing before moving over into Europe for Millau, Kitzbühel and Innsbruck, and then across the waters again into the Americas for Toronto and for Vail. We are now back in Europe, here in Munich, yet again at the Olympic Stadium, built in 1972 for the Olympic Games. It was opened on the 26th of May with an original seating capacity of 80,000 people. Now, 41 years later, it still has an overall capacity of 69,250. It has held the World Cup in football in 1974 and also played host to a multitude of different music concerts, including Madonna, Nickelback and Michael Jackson. Last year, we saw 6,000 people crammed into the space in front of the wall, desperate for a glimpse of our finalists. And it was a close one as well, with the final podium in the men's being divided by attempts on a bonus. Now, at this stage of the year, it is all about the overall World Cup rankings. And whilst the gold medals in both the men's and the women's have already gone to 2 of our athletes, that is Dmitry Sharafutinov of Russia in the men's and Anna Stöhr of Austria in the women's, the silver and the bronze medals are still all to play for, with a wide open field still in the men's and still quite a few opportunities in the women's. It's going to be exciting. Welcome to Munich, welcome to the Olympic Stadium, and welcome to the final IFSC Bouldering World Cup of 2013. Welcome to Munich. We are here, we are getting ready to go. As you can see, the crowd is packed. We're down at the other end here, so you've got a bit of space because it's not too close to the wall, but there you can see the crowd starting to gather here, and we haven't even got things underway yet with even the presentation of the athletes. We're about to start things off with that. Welcome to the very last IFSC Bouldering World Cup of 2013. Joining me in the commentary box is Mr. Jonathan Partridge. Hello John, how are you doing?
Yep, pretty good. We've just been to view the problems. Looks like it's going to be a great final.
Some really interesting setups on the blocks here for this one. We're looking forward to seeing how the athletes get on with a couple of them. We're going to be talking to you guys about these problems and these blocks in a little while when we get things underway. In a few moments, it's looking like we are just about getting ready to introduce the athletes. So let's hand over and see what these guys have to say.
who's been counting them then? Who's been counting during that introduction? 13 athletes, not 12. We have 4 tied fourth place athletes in the women's category, and due to no countback for the qualifications, as I was saying to you earlier, John, this would cause quite a nightmare in countback if we ever go there later on.
Yeah, I mean, with the rankings so tight overall as well, it's going to be potentially heartbreak for a few people. They're going to have to really bring their A game tonight. We don't often have 7 in the finals, so it's going to be really interesting to see. Obviously, one person's going to be out by themselves. All the crowd will be watching them. Let's hope the pressure doesn't get to them.
Well, here we are with the men's finalists then, these 6 athletes you can see here. Starting with Sachiyama, moving on to Rei SUGIMOTO, Miguel Shalajin, Rustam Gelmanov, Dmitry Sharafutinov, and Thomas Tauporn. The hope for Germany here in this competition. We've got a huge crowd, and they just went a little bit crazy as soon as he came out a moment ago, and they're only going to get more intense as we move through this one, because he is the only German athlete in all of this final. No Julia Verb. What's going on? What's happening there, John?
Yeah, Julia unfortunately having a real problem in the semi-final on the first boulder. Really cost her. She just couldn't seem to make the moves up through on those black pinch holds. But, you know, she's had a fantastic season anyway. She'll obviously be bitterly disappointed not to make the final in her own country, but still, you know, great season, and to play by, and the same principle applies to bonus holds. So that's the idea, and these guys will be trying to get to the top as quick as they can.
So now we are in the position for us to have a little look at the athletes have cleared out of the way. We'll start with female problem 1 that we've got here. So obviously you can see the 2 little dashes on the bottom pyramid and the upper pentagon. Those are, we're going to be using some pinches there. There's 2 little piggyback holds in the middle. They're going to be using their thumbs on there, getting their 2 feet on the pyramid, stepping out then over to the right hand side, and there's a little undercling there with the blue you can see before rolling over for the left up above, up then for the bonus, which is just there on the right hand side, feet up then probably onto the pentagon before then slapping up with the left pinch, or guppy as Johnny likes to say, on the diamond that you can see there, up again then with the left into another little undercling, the blue one you can see at the bottom of the pyramid, up with the right on there, and then rolling over again with the left, so that large nice finishing hold at the top there in the blue. So that's female problem 1. I'll give you over to Johnny and he can take you through female problem 2 for you now.
Yeah, so number 2, as you can see, the tape marking the start again. 2 hands on that rather in-cut hold. Then they're going to move up onto the corner of the green volume with the left hand as a slight undercut. It's one of these dual textured holds, so there's very polished sections and there's very grippy sections, so they're going to need to find those. Up with the right hand, just on the other side of the green volume. Swing up and left with the left hand to a nice in-cut crimp. Left foot on the red hold above the F2 sign. Swing out right to the big red hold, which is nice and flat. Keep the feet in the same position, and then up with the left hand into the crimp, which is sort of blocked by another hold, making it quite an awkward slot. From there, they've got those 2 holds opposing each other. We've read it as having to get the feet really high up on the corner of the green volume, and from there, a big pounce move up to the top yellow hold, which actually isn't a jug. It's quite a flat hold, but I'm pretty confident anybody who grabs it should be able to hold it.
We were talking about how interesting that one looked there at the top, because of that really wide position you have to end up in to try and get your feet up on top of the green there. So we're down here with the athletes still at the moment. We'll be going back to the wall and having another little look at it in a moment's time. As you can see, the athletes are look like they're presenting the crowd at the moment as opposed to looking at the wall. It looks like, oh, they've been told to turn round. That's what it is. They've been told to avert thine eyes as the route setters come out. It's Manu now on the wall. He's just putting some black tape up by the look of things on men's problem 4 to separate 4 from 3 for the women. There you can see he's up on the wall there. That guy with the crazy hair up the ladder, that's Manu. Anna Hassler, who's our chief route setter here. He's also our chief over in Miol just recently.
We've also got Thomas Aletsky there helping Manu. He's one of the route setters at this competition as well. So the reason the guys are facing outwards is because they have the set 2-minute observation period. So while the route setters are making that final alteration for the girls' final problem, the guys just have to look out and make sure they're not viewing their problem. You can just see there the IFSC official getting the okay. They're all going to turn around and view their final problem.
Okay, so now they're going to carry on having a little look. The one that we can see that the... oh, here we go. We're going to go over here. Here we are. Female problem 4 then. This one looks really interesting. You can see Dinara starting off with the starting handholds there. The feet obviously on that sort of stretched kite position underneath. Then it's stepping over onto the left. And then we get into this sort of bizarre situation over here with this undercling on the black, which is actually also the bonus. So they're going to be going out with the left hand there to the black one. You can just see above Melanie Sandoz's head at the moment. Now, you're thinking on this one, Johnny, that they're going to be swinging a foot out onto the starting hold of 3, you think, here?
Yeah, potentially. There's no demarcation zone, so you can see to the left the black tape the route setters were putting on. There's none of that on the girls' problem, so they can use anything they like, and if they could reach that foothold a bit lower down, it might give them a bit more stability. You can just see there to the left of Catalina Salvine that orange volume with the yellow tape. They may use that just for a bit of foot stability before driving up with their right hand onto the next green volume.
And then it's left hand up over the top, swinging the feet onto this sort of weird bar block, the green tape block thing you can see there, and then shuffling your way up that, really bracing into that corner to then moving quite a static fashion over to a really, really tiny finishing hold. So it's going to be quite a slow finish on that one, yeah?
Yeah, once they get inside that groove, they're going to have to be really, really precise with the feet and careful. They won't want to pop off that last hold. So I think they're going to be back-stepped in the corner using the green triangle volume with the left foot. They may also face out. That's an option. It depends how much pressure they can get through the feet. We haven't seen anyone climb it yet, so that may be an option as well, because the final hold is very, very small.
So this one we keep coming back to, that you can see there with the cluster of men underneath it. That's men's problem 4. This is another really weird, interesting one. It's moving up underneath this roof section to get out onto the, you can see that really pointed pyramid kind of green shape there on the edge of the roof, the lip there. They're going to be kind of jumping out for that with 2 hands on there, before then trying to get up onto this sort of stretched out blob that the bonus hold is on, you can see there, before going up again with the right hand. Our cameraman's just running away with our athletes. We'll come back to that one in a moment. I'm just trying to fit it all in quickly before the cameraman moves on. So there you can see it. There you can see it in the distance. So John, take us from this one. It's a pinch up there with the right, right?
Yeah. So once they grab that big green sausage hold with the left, the bonus, they'll move up and right to the arete with the right hand pinching. And then they're going to have to get a heel on the sausage green hold, lean across onto the side wall to get that final yellow, final green volume marked with the yellow tag. And they must secure it with 2 hands in control. So looks like it's going to be a tricky finish. I think we've got a great spread of boulders there. Going to test the guys in lots of different ways. We'll talk through those in a bit more detail a bit later on.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I think we're getting towards that time now where our guys are going to be coming out, so we'll of course be talking through them as they're on them, as we get through them. There's a couple that we haven't really shown you much of a glimpse of, and actually those are the ones that we've picked out as being the most interesting. So we've only really talked through the ones that look okay at the moment. Men's 1, right up the far end of the left block that you can see there, the left big wall, right at the very end there. Men's 1, we're going to be seeing that first, and that looks really, really interesting. So we're going to be getting onto that in a moment. Hopefully you guys are all okay. Let us know how you are, where you're joining us from. Get in touch with both myself and Mr. Jonathan Partridge through Twitter using the hashtag IFSCWC. IFSCWC. Get in touch with us on there. Let us know how y'all's doing, and we'll have a bit of a chat as we move through this competition. Who have you spotted?
I just saw our team manager Gaz Parry walking through the crowd there, beer in hand and a bratwurst, so he's obviously having a good time. He'll be looking forward to seeing Shauna. She's climbed so well this weekend. I know all her family are here, her mum and sisters, so they'll all be supporting. There'll be a big crowd, and you can see everyone's gathered towards the left-hand side of the wall. That's where the first 2 climbs are for both men and women, so I'm sure we'll spread out throughout the course of the evening as more people join us. Temperature tonight is pretty good. The rain's obviously stopped, which has cooled things down slightly. A bit less humid in the air, which will help. But if anything, the guys in isolation are going to have to keep warm, unlike yesterday where we had people with fans in isolation. It was that cold, that warm, sorry.
Well, it's interesting because Shauna actually said earlier that she was freezing during the semi-final. So hopefully they're not going to get too cold throughout tonight. This is what they're gunning for then as we move through this competition. These huge flask-like objects. These are, I think, might be the overall victory, and I think these might be the ones for winning at the World Cup. Because yes, let's have a bit of a chat about that then. This is not just the World Cup here that they're playing for. This is also a lot of the athletes that are in the final here are playing for the overall World Cup rankings. So let's have a look at the men's first then. Now this is obviously minus their worst score. So at the moment this is, so they take off their worst score, or if they haven't done all of them, they don't get rid of any, because it'll be 0 on there then. So to explain what's going to happen is that they add up all of their points, they earn 100 points for a win, down to 80 for a second place, down to 65 for a third, I think it's then 55 for fourth, and it works down to around 47-ish, I think, for being in the finals. Now these guys are the top 9 at present. Now I believe Guillaume is actually already going to lose out on the third place here, because I think there has been an update recently that actually Sean McCall is moving up to third. But there's a rumour of that going around at the moment. But if you look at the points that are there at the moment as they are, Rustam Gelmanov here has a very, very high chance of getting himself up into that top 3. Now he can come second if he wins here. If he wins this World Cup, Rustam Gelmanov will take the second place on the overall World Cup rankings, ahead of Jakob Schubert, who will be then pushed down into third place. Guillaume, I think, is kind of out now. I think Guillaume won't be taking a medal here, unfortunately, due to going out so early in the qualifications. This is the really interesting one. Now, Anna Stöhr, as you can see, 200 points ahead of Akio Noguchi on the overall World Cup rankings. There is no chance here that Anna Stöhr is going to lose out on that gold medal, because it's only 100 points for a gold, and Akio isn't even in the final. So there you are, which has also jeopardised her silver place to both Shauna Coxsey and Alex Puccio. If Shauna or Alex win this World Cup, then they will take second place, the silver medal, ahead of Akio Noguchi. Whichever one of them bests the other in the competition, whichever one does the best in this competition, will be taking the bronze anyway. So that's what's going on with that one. It's looking like Akio Noguchi is looking a little bit shaky. Anna Stöhr solid for the gold, and Alex Puccio and Shauna Coxsey gunning it out for either a bronze or the silver if they can win and take the World Cup here. So just one athlete out on their own here at the moment. That's because we've got 7 women and we've only got 6 men. So Dinara's going to be climbing on her own, but that's not a problem. We don't mind having Dinara fill the entire screen. That's not a problem at all, is it, John?
No, Dinara here out by herself. We've obviously got 7 finalists, so somebody's got to be out by themselves. Dinara, I believe it's probably done. How have they separated the top 7, the last 4? Was it by world ranking, presumably?
I believe that will go onto their world ranking, yeah, because we can't have any countback due to the qualifications, as they were in 2 groups. So that should, I think, be seeding that separated them at this point.
Yeah, so Dinara obviously having a quick first go, just popping off there. Looks like an interesting first move to get down and right to the hold just to the right of her head a second ago. You can see there she's just changed her grip slightly. When we were viewing the problems, the first thing I said was that these holds are small, and I think with 4 boulders to climb, it's really going to take a toll on their skin potentially. You can see they're bearing down right from the start. Dinara is obviously one of the smaller competitors in the female field, just getting too stretched out there to span the distance, but she can get across, very strong on the crimp. She'll get the drop knee in and try and roll over for the next hold.
What do you think about striking out with that right leg first onto that lower volume before then going for the undercling? I mean, it means taking a hand off the start hold, but once you have established that position, you can kind of do what you want. Do you think it's a viable option? It's quite a nice, you've got quite a nice lean there on that.
Yeah, it's possible. It's not very in-cut though, so you'd be sort of trying to get your foot out onto a smear straight away, which obviously with the handholds you're on and the overhang would be quite difficult. But yeah, potentially we could see one of the taller athletes doing that. But Dinara here adopting the sort of swing method of that tiny crimp with the left hand all the way out to the blue undercut. Here we go. Just not quite grabbing it.
Saying that with the foot and moving the foot across there is really hardly anything at all to go on that left hand at all. Is that she's now switching. She's going to try and brace in with a Gaston there, and you reckon she's going to go with the foot?
Yeah, I think with the Gaston, that foot method there, you can see working much better for her. I think Dan should become a climber now, reading the sequences, so we're away.
I can say it, I can see it, I can't do it. That's the difference.
Just say what you see, Dan, say what you see. And she's away. She's secured the bonus, so unlocking the sequence, needs to get that foot back out again, get up into the groove. Here we go. Fantastic flexibility from her. And just popping off there, unlucky.
The difference, though, of course, to bear in mind is that this is a 4-minute plus basis. So as long as Dinara's off the ground when this clock runs down in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, if she's off the ground when the alarm goes, she's allowed to carry on that last attempt. So they don't get cooled down after the time runs out in the finals. If you are new to the sport, any questions any of you might have, anything at all, you just want to say hello, get in touch with us on Twitter using the hashtag IFSCWC. Mr. John Partridge next to me, just checking that regularly. Do you prefer John, Johnny, or Jonathan?
I'm a John. I think John. I'm not really a Johnny fan, no, but we can't, obviously, with Johnny Bryant commentating, you know.
That would have been really confusing. All right, I'll stick to John.
One Johnny's enough, I think, yeah.
That sounded really seedy. We'll move past it, it's fine. There's Dinara then, so she's got 15 seconds. This is going to be the last attempt now here, isn't it?
Yeah, realistically, obviously 4+, so she can pull on with 1 second to go. Clock running down to 5 seconds now, but she's going to run out of time, so this will be her last attempt. Difficult, she's got to really hold the swing now. Nice and controlled. Let's see if she can take it to the top on her last go. Plenty of time, using the route climbing experience here just to get a bit of lactic acid out before flicking up to this volume. It's a really slopey volume. I think she's got the right idea here. She looks like she wants to go straight up with the left and then get the foot on, and I think that might actually help as opposed to just going with the feet first. Hard to say at this point, but yeah. Taking her time now. She knows, unfortunately, just ran out of time. See the frustration there on her face, but a good start from Dinara, obviously, making a final. Another 3 blocks to go, so all to play for. But we're going to get a full pair out now. We're going to get a man and a woman, so it's going to be a bit more to watch on your screens. So yeah, that's just one bonus then for Dinara Fakhretdinova at the present moment in time. We're now moving on to our split screen, so you're going to see a pair coming out for us. Yeah, here we go. It's Petra Klingler and Sachi Amma. Now, men's one, John, I'm going to hand over to you and let you have a talk on men's one, because this is the one that we thought was quite exciting. It's going to get quite interesting. Yeah, so really slopey volumes on this one. So Sachi's going to go up with the left hand, pinch this hold, and then jump out right to this sausage hold, opposing with the shoulder. That's it. As soon as he grabs that, he's going to need to get his left foot on that small undercut that he used with his right hand to start. From there, up with the left hand to the orange volume, and then another really hard move outright to the final green volume, which is just outside of shot now. And once he gets there, 2 hands on and take it to the top. See Petra Klingler there finding the method that Dinara didn't manage to find until quite late in the competition in her time allotment a minute ago. She's gone straight for it, got it straight away, and now she's going again with this next section. She's trying the foot first. Out on this one, nice. You know, she's really lent into that a little bit there, and she's gone straight up and over on the top. Is that a guppy as well? That's a textbook guppy. Textbook. So yeah, just needs to sort the feet out now, get a little bit more balanced, get the other hand in now in front of her face on the blue hold, and then a bit of a blind slap over this lip. Just got to go for this one. Oh, exactly. Just slipping off there, unfortunately. That hold she had with her right hand is one of those slopey crimps, so it's not really very in-cut. Just slipping off, and Sachi here struggling to get out onto this red sausage. He's got to get really high up on his shoulders so that his head's above his shoulders, otherwise he's going to be sagging down and have to have more grip on the hands rather than using the shoulder strength. Well, this is Sachi then, so he's using the toe hook to start off with, which is giving him a little bit more in terms of keeping himself on there, reaching up with this left hand then, and then trying to get up onto this sausage. We were talking about this, weren't we? We were saying that, you know, what about the possibility of them trying to strike up for the bonus first, but it's just a little bit too far, I think, by the look of things, to try and get your foot up, unless, well, we've gone back over to the women's, we'll talk about that with Sachi in a moment. Here we are then. See this this foothold, this start hold here on the right hand side, the higher one, a little bit smaller. If you can get a foot up on there, I mean, it's a big reach though, isn't it? It's really tricky, this start one, which we were just trying to discuss any way possible you could possibly get up to the bonus with trying to bypass that sausage a bit. Yeah, we were looking at it, but I think with the fact that the holds he's hanging on to, they're so poor, relying on real opposition force through the hands, it's not very likely that he's going to be able to get up and do that, but we'll see. Sachi, really strong competitor. You can see there, trying to go for it, but he's really just got to hit that sausage with his right hand right in the middle and get up on the shoulders. Petra on for another attempt. You can see there engaging the thumb on the crimp. Really nice looking climb.
So you can see that Petra's obviously got the beater down for the start of this problem. It's just she's not entirely sure what she's doing towards the top. Is she going to go with that foot again or up with the left? She's going for the left. Really nice placement of the hand there on that volume.
Yeah, nice and strong through this section. Obviously taking quite a bit of energy just getting through that leg swing. She knows what to do now, having been up there on the first attempt. It's whether she can get the weight through her feet now. That right hand hold she's holding on to is a really slopey crimp, so it's not that great to really put a lot of weight through. Just going to take a second now, recover on the mat. Sachi's on for another go. I think he knows he's got to jump into it, but just to put you in the picture, the green volume he's holding on to is very, very poor. The thumb catch is pretty much the only thing that's keeping him on the wall.
Really, really difficult start for the men here. So a couple of shout-outs to you guys joining us on Twitter then. A shout-out to Holly Rayfield getting in touch and trying to watch over the waves. We've got Christy Anderson saying watching from Parma. Shout-out to Johannes. I'm not going to try that second name. That's going to just blow me out the water this early in the comp. But greetings from Denmark. Such an awesome event. Go Sachiyama. Corey's with us. Alex Johnson's with us. And Vincent Thibault as well getting in touch saying, could you guys please tell everyone to go and like the Sports Climbing 2020 Facebook page. Yeah, guys, I mean, I know we didn't make 2020 Olympics, but there's no reason not to get over there and help us support this fantastic sport.
Yeah, we've got so many people in the chat rooms on the Twitter stream here, giving these athletes great support. Still not had a top yet in this competition, but got a lot of climbers still to come. We've got another 5 in each category. Obviously the first boulder, the route set is choosing to put quite a difficult one out first for the girls. And we've got our current world champion in the female category, Melanie Sando, coming back from injury. And Rei SUGIMOTO, dark horse in the semi-final, just went about his business and very, very strong climber, adopting the paw method there, just gecko style with the hand.
He's a very, very committed climber as well. Were you in Vienna last year?
Yeah, we were there.
He had the ankle injury, if you remember. He was carried off because he twisted his ankle landing on the mat, and then decided that actually he wanted to just carry on going. And he came back out and flashed everything else in the competition with an injury on his ankle. He said he was fine. He carried on climbing.
Well, the incentive not to fall off, I guess. But no, Ray, super strong climber. He's missed part of the season this year, but done a few events and always really strong. Melanie Sando been climbing so well this weekend. Just cruise control through this section now, showing why she's the current world champion.
Gone up with the right first there and not the left. Interesting switch of pace.
Yep. She's gonna make it. Just needs to get the feet sorted. Here we go. And on for a flash. Great start from Melanie. Zero motion, something we normally expect from the Russian contingent, but fair enough. I'm normally pretty happy when I top a boulder.
Well, here we are then back over with Rei SUGIMOTO. Very nice to see Melanie Sandoz back on such a good form after that finger injury and having to take some time out after the World Championships in Paris last year, where she won. She is our current bouldering world champion. How sad is it, guys, that this is our last bouldering World Cup of 2013? I'm a bit sad about that.
Yeah, it's been an amazing season. We've been all over the place. Canada, America, Austria twice, France. Real jet-setting lifestyle on the tour this year. Of course, we've got Eindhoven next weekend with the European Championships, but as you can see here, our Japanese competitor, Rei SUGIMOTO, won't be with us at the Euros. Similarly, Sean McCall, some of the Canadian competitors won't be able to compete. But we'll all be there next weekend, and it should be good fun.
Shout out to the circuit climbing. Just said, tuned back in, closing in on 3 a.m. Tomorrow's going to hurt. Thank you for joining us. I think you're in Australia. I'm pretty sure you're in Australia. And thank you for that. And also Commander is joining us as well on Twitter, who was our organizer and a big chief over in Canada for the World Youth Championships just about 4 days ago now, and saying excited to be awake for the IFSC broadcast. Nice to see you there, Commander. Ray then.
Yep, Ray's still slugging away on this first boulder. When we viewed it, we said this looked like pretty much the hardest boulder based on the difficulty of the volume holds. I think just moving quickly through this section is going to be very difficult. The holds are just so poor. As you can see there, there's no in-cut parts to this, so just relies on pure friction.
I'm really hoping it's not going to be one of those ones that we only ever see an athlete get to this point of. You know, I'm really hoping that we manage to see someone stick that sausage, get the bonus, and then get into the next interesting section just above it. That was close there from Rei SUGIMOTO. Do you think there's anything to be done with putting your hand over onto the right-hand side of that sausage and going straight out with the right leg?
I think it's
racing in there.
Yeah, I think it's going to be too hard to do with the poor.
There's not really an edge against it that you can compress with, is there?
Yeah, and until they get established up on the shoulders, and I think once they do that, they're going to probably put the left foot on that starting foothold. It's a handhold, sorry. But you can just see there the conditions. He's just popping off. Really hard first boulder. We had something similar in Millau this year in France, where one of the boulders, pretty much no one got off the deck, and certainly not one you want to start the competition with. Here we go.
Unfortunately, Rei not managing it there, though. This is looking like a really, really tough start for the male athletes here. Just a quick shout out to Toby, who's getting in touch as well, saying the men's is all dark horses. I'm calling for Shauna Coxsey for the women, and he's tuning in from Portland, Maine, USA, near where Stephen King lives. Just a random fun dance fact for you there. So our next athletes then, Melanie Sandoz, our only top so far at the moment. Great start for her in the competition, and then we've seen bonuses on Dinara and also for Petra Klingler so far. For the men's, then I don't think we've seen a bonus yet with our athletes.
No, not yet. As we said, this first section really stumping the guys, but the girls have been making good progress. We've had a top, Melanie, and a few bonuses, so I'm sure we'll see some more. We've got Shauna Coxsey, Alex Puccio, Anna Stöhr, of course, coming out last. Mikhailo had a great semi-final. Pretty much mauled all the problems into submission, so let's see how he gets on with this sausage.
Hadn't quite palmed it there. He was using too much of the finger, and I mean, this edge, when we were talking about it at the front of the wall, you just walked up, John, and you went, oh, what is that? Because there's hardly anything there to go on, is there? I mean, that is a full palm on that one. You've really got to lean in over to the right-hand side and just trust it as much as you can. There's not much there to trust.
No, it's probably the worst sloper of the competition so far, I would say.
I thought you were going to say world.
In the world, it's the worst. But no real edge or anything on the whole thing. You can see all the way along the chalk marks there. It doesn't matter where you hit it, it's all pretty bad. So I think Rei definitely had the right method, just jumping up and trying to get as high on the shoulders as you can to get some opposition, and then as soon as you do that, left hand up to the bonus hold on the orange volume, foot out, and hope you can get onto the final green volume, because that looks like the best of the bunch.
Well, we did see Sachi try to go straight up for the bonus, but I think you're right on that one, John. I mean, you can see where the foot's got to go there on the big orange kite. You can see that the black mark of the foot there.
Yeah, I think maybe just above the black mark on the top left-hand portion would be best. The way your feet are going to be coming across, you're going to be swinging, you don't want something to put your foot on. Mikhailo giving it another go, tapping the wall to get the correct start position, securing that thumb catch. Incredible finger strength there with the sloper, just gecko-like hands. And Catalina Salvine making short work of this middle section. See if she can find the right method that Melanie Sandoz had for the top section. We obviously saw Petra Klingler struggling to hold the crimps.
Kachi's been really, really strong this year. She's definitely just shot up another little category in the athletes, of the ones that are just now starting to pretty much frequently make finals. You can see a progression by just watching your results for Kitzrock in Kitzbühel over the past 3 to 4 years. Over the past 3 to 4 years, she's come third, then second, then first in Kitzrock, and she's clearly just getting better and better and better. It's starting to show now, definitely, with the senior events of the World Cups, and here she is again in another finals.
Yeah, Kata's just had a fantastic progression through. You know, she's done all the EYCs in the past and really established herself now, I believe, in the top 10 in the female category, but consistent finalist, always a semi-finalist. Really good effort from her. Shows great tenacity when she climbs, very powerful, but also has great technique. Really good climber to watch.
And these DJs are intense. They were here last year. They really got the crowd going, and hoping that it's going to be doing the same thing again. It's a really nice angle there for you to see what Michaela's having to deal with on men's problem 1. It is on a slight incline as well, so he's got that to deal with. And again, he's trying up for the bonus as well, but I just don't think you can get there that way.
No, pretty much in a world of pain there, Michaela. This is the best angle, I think. We'll go back to it in a bit. Oh, there we go. Just to show the slopey nature of those volumes. Really poor, relying just on the friction and thumb catch. And here we go. Katarina back on 4+, so now she's on the wall, she can stay, but if she falls off, that'll be her attempts done for this boulder. See if she can make it to the top now. Nice and controlled, just falling short on that slopey crimp. Acknowledging the crowd, great support here, as you can see. Packed to the rafters, pretty much.
It looks like there's an empty space there, because there is, but if you look further into the back, you can just see heads disappearing into the distance. It is absolutely rammed in front of the wall at that edge. And I think the crowd, this is one of the ones where you see the crowd, like in a tennis match, just sort of like shuffling to either side of the switching from the two different set of blocks that we've got here. So here we are, is a replay of that last moment there for Katusama. And just couldn't quite get those fingers in enough, just dinged out there a little bit as well. This is where it gets really important for these athletes that are out next. Rustam has to put in a good performance here, so does Alex Puccio.
Yep, Alex Puccio and Shauna Coxsey battling it out for the podium place here for the overall World Cup. Rustam Gelmanov as well. He can really slingshot himself up the rankings today, having Guillaume and Killian falling off in the semis and not making it through. Rustam just being called off by the judge for the incorrect start. Needs to make sure he gets the right position. So you can see the 2 bits of tape there on that big purple hold. That indicates that he's got to have 2 limbs on that hold to start. So obviously with the right hand being out on the crimp, that means he's got to have 1 hand and 1 foot. Alex Puccio taking her time to just decide which method she's going to use. Straight out. Obviously Alex is one of the more powerful competitors in the female field. You can just see there from her arms, she's very, very strong, loves the steep climbs.
This upper section on the wall is going to be really nice for her style. This next little jump up is going to be well within her style. We should hope that she does this first time. Interesting to see that she went with the foot there as well. We're seeing a lot of the athletes now leading with foot first off the start holds.
Yeah, so you can see Alex there just sort of figuring out the sequence as she goes, playing the percentages. She knows that she needs a flash. Melanie Sando laying the gauntlet down. All the other competitors are in isolation behind this wall that you can see now. So although they don't know the exact number of attempts, they can hear from the crowd what's going on. So they've got a pretty good idea as to what the other competitors are doing.
Now, why didn't she do that first? Why was she going for the foot, do you think?
So as I said, just sort of playing the percentages. She knows she's got to try and find the line of least resistance that has the least chance of her falling off, but she was on the wall there for, as you can see from the clock, about 2 minutes, so she's pretty tired and powered out. Rustam here, going to get this jump another go.
Got a question in from Corey, joining us as well from over in Canada, saying, do we have any projections on the overall rankings from this just yet? Has anyone secured a first, second or third in men or women? I'm assuming you mean for the overalls, and if you do, then Corey, if you rewind your YouTube, go right back to the beginning of this one, have a quick look at that. You can see we had a talk about that as we began. We already know that Dimitri takes first overall. We already know that Anna takes first overall for the men's and the women's, but there is some interesting stuff going on with the second and third places in both categories. Just pop back to the beginning and then come back and join us in a minute. Let us know what you think. Because we're going to stick with Rustam here on this one.
Yeah, Rustam again, dropping to his knees, just getting frustrated, taking his time. It's a pretty basic looking problem. It's just very, very hard and very slopey. So obviously the frustration between all the guys, they'll be aware that nobody's topped the problem. They can hear the crowd, and having viewed the problem, they'll know how poor those volumes were before they came out. Alex Puccio pulling on for a second try. Let's hope she's not got too much of a flash pump on that first attempt. Nice angle there, showing the gurning on Alex's face as she bears down on those crimps.
So, Alex then, is she going to go up with that left hand again first? Yeah, and you see that move is very much something she should enjoy doing. She's got a lot of upper body strength. That little pop there should be good for her. She's now going See, she's going up to the lower of those two there, John, the blue that's up there, but she's going up to the lower with the right hand as opposed to the left. Whereas she needs to go up with the right on the upper one of those two, or sort her feet out a little bit and then go up into the undercling with the left hand first.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I'm quite shocked actually to see Alex struggling on this climb. When we viewed them, I thought that this would be the one that would suit her quite well. Still plenty of time. Well, 4+ now she's on. She can stay on. Rustam finished there, very frustrated, but Alex powering her way through this now. She knows what she has to do. Hopefully she's not too pumped, but you can see there, fully engaged crimp. She's going to be really, really tired now. She's had a good 4 or 5 tries at this boulder, and you can just see there.
I think it's footing on that one. She's so strong on the upper body, she just wasn't quite sure what she was going to do with her feet at that, and it's just too much pressure on your upper body then to hold on for long enough to get your hands in the right position. Just got some guys joining us as well saying, I can't believe 2 things. 1, that they have announcers for this, and 2, that they actually have this. I'm hoping that's a good thing, and not that Mr. Moody's just disgusted by the fact that this thing is happening. Anyone else that's joining us, what do you think of the blocks that we've seen so far? What do you think of the problems we're looking at here? How are you liking the finals as we now join Shauna Coxsey coming out for us and Dmitry Sharafutinov? What a draw for the finals.
Yeah, we've got the world's best here. So Dmitry, the current men's world champion, overall World Cup winner, current world ranking leader, pretty much the man in form. Bit of tape on his shoulder, so hope he's not done too much damage in the semi-final, but straight out there showing his form, but very, very difficult climb. And Shauna Coxsey, she has been struggling with a couple of finger tweaks. You can see on both her hands there she's got tape, but really just finding the conditions quite hard. Very cold. You can see her warming her hands up on her neck, just struggling to feel the holds. These crimps that she's holding, very, very small, so if you can't feel your fingers, it's going to be even harder.
Now, as I mentioned, Dmitry has already taken the overall gold medal for the World Cup rankings this year. Shauna is in the running for 2nd place. If she wins here at this competition, she'll take it away from Akio Noguchi. She's got to win to be able to do that, ahead of Anna Stöhr, and Anna's looking strong. I think if anyone is going to be able to do men's 1, it's going to be Dmitry. He's the master of the bizarre method of getting up the tough blocks. We've got Thomas Tauporn. I don't want to rule out Thomas because he's very, very strong as well, but I think if anyone's going to do this, it'll be Dmitry, and it's just such an odd start that he's just got to get past this sausage, really.
Yeah, Dmitry normally very, very good at finding the line of least resistance and somehow getting his way through awkward boulders. Shauna Coxsey there, really struggling with the small holds at the start, getting frustrated. Very, very cold, sore fingers, sore skin. It's been a long weekend for these guys. You've got to remember they've done 2 rounds to get to this point, so lots of climbing. Shauna's still enjoying it, but she'll be frustrated. Fingers, yeah.
I think she's got a problem with the fingers. She definitely did something when she got dangerous. I think she's got a bit of a wearing away there.
Yeah, she's been struggling with her fingers all weekend. It's been a long season, a lot of competitions. Tendons very sore, and of course the skin progressively getting worse over the weekend, but she's a consistent finalist now. She knows exactly what to do. Unfortunately, just not able to execute it now, but she's got huge support here, so she'll be giving it her all.
She's definitely got problems with her fingertips here. You can see it really bothering her from the off. I mean, these 2 starting little crimps here are really tiny. They're going to be really causing a lot of effort for her, and she's managing. No, down again. Use your feet, Shauna. Use your feet.
Yeah, really needs to get those hands warm so she can feel the holds and then try and get some flow. Dmitry pulling back on. Great shot of him there. We've got the lights on now. But this men's 1, we never like to see it, as we said earlier, just a boulder where nobody gets anywhere close, but it's such a fine line for the route setters between setting something that's actually achievable and something that's going to challenge the guys to something that's just impossible.
Or really easy.
Or really easy, exactly, because, you know, we want to see tops, but we also want to see the guys challenged and work for it, and that's a really fine line. They've done a good job all weekend. We've seen pretty much all the boulders go. It was unfortunate in the semi-final not to see one of them done, but I guess that's competition climbing, and it's a fine line. Dmitry almost crimping the edge of that green volume, but disgusted with the with the setting there.
I was going to say, you can see his face and he goes, what is this? And if Dimitri's finger strength is failing on that pinch, then that's bad news for all, I think.
Yep, Shauna finding a slightly different method now, but not enjoying it. Plenty more to come, Shauna, don't worry. Only Melanie Sando completing it, so 3 boulders still to go, but she knows on the first boulder you want to get that under your belt. You want a good start. Not had that. So Anna Stöhr and Thomas Tauporn, the only 2 competitors left to come. They'll have their 4 minutes.
The really interesting thing about Melanie Santos is that she's not one of those, I mean, I know she's been out with a finger injury, but she's not one of those that I'd say that she's always at the top, always at the podium, always in the finals, and yet she just occasionally just comes out and makes it just look like a breeze. She did it at the World Championships in Paris last year. She just owned that entire competition. And here she just, I mean, was it a flash? Yeah. Put this one?
Yeah, flash. I mean, obviously with all the training tactics that each of the teams have got, you know, periodized training plans, they're all planning to peak for particular times, so maybe that's got something to do with it. The French team maybe picking out certain events where they want to do well. Melanie obviously coming back from injury, so presumably taking her time in recuperation, maybe only now at the end of the season getting into a position where she feels like she can do well. But it's great to see, great to see. Anna Stöhr warming the hands up as well. Although it looks nice and sunny out here, we've had torrential rain and it's pretty nippy. Thomas Tauporn, ooh, probably one of the better goes there, jumping into that slopey sausage.
Plenty of time here though for these guys. Just a shout out to some of you guys joining us from Twitter. We got guys joining us from Finland, over in England, various different places, from Australia, from the US, Becca as well, who's one of our regulars every now and then, along with Hannah. Becca's just saying, totally killing me to have to watch this from home, get me to Munich, and go Shauna Coxsey.
Yep, we've got some fantastic natural lighting coming through now. It's the first time we've seen sun all day, just catching those orange volumes as Anna crushes it. Needs to keep the tension on the feet now. Really hard move coming left hand into the undercut. That right hold she's got is very, very slopey. You can see there that good blue undercut. She needs that with her left hand. Melanie Sandoz came out to the corner of this big orange volume, which allowed her to get up.
I thought she was going to get that. Then it looked for a moment like she's got a good enough footing and lean on the wall that she was actually going to take that other hand off to put the left hand on before moving up.
Yeah, exactly. That's the key to this problem. Really needs to get that left hand on the positive in-cut with the left hand. Get up onto the big orange volume and then pop for the top. But Thomas Tauporn here, he's found the right method and he had a really good go a second ago, but you can see his paw print there on the big red volume. He's about to brush off. Just so poor, nothing to hold on to. Slipping away. Anna Stöhr struggling to get the match in. Eyeing up that next hold, but knows she's got a match, and then just popping off. So small that hold. Foot went, and the rest is history.
Here with Thomas Tauporn, who put in an extremely strong performance during the semi-finals earlier today. Oh, shout out to some people joining us from Austria as well, Puccio. So Tauporn again, it's looking like we're not going to be seeing a top in the men's unless Thomas is about to pull out some absolute magic here. There's 2 or 3 other viable options that aren't really that viable but could be approached and somebody could have a go at them. We were talking about somebody trying to slam up with the foot straight away onto the orange kite on that side, but again, you know, you've got nothing for your hands to support on, you've got no way to wedge against this sausage into that, and then there's also the option of going straight up for the bonus hold just above it with the right hand.
30 seconds left on the clock now. Anna fully aware that she needs to have a really good go now to, yeah, take your time, run the clock down. Probably one good go left. She's been high on this boulder. Gonna milk the crowd, get some support. We've got a huge crowd here, so if they can get behind her, we could see a top from Anna.
Anna has taken gold at every single Bouldering World Cup apart from one this year, and it was on her home turf in Innsbruck, and she took the silver instead. You know, big loss there, yeah?
Yeah, she's not bad. She's above average, but you can see now she's figured out that she needs her left hand on the undercut, but not quite sure how to do it. There we go. One more move for the top. Excellent.
That is how you please the crowd at an event like this. You let the clock run right down to nothing. You ask them for a bit of support, and that support gets you to the top that you wanted. So now Anna Stöhr is going to be up there with Melanie Sandoz, but in second place, Melanie Sandoz still in first place due to that flash earlier on, and that is everyone on that one then. So no top on men's one.
No bonus either on men's one, which...
No bonus as well, yeah, what's going on?
Yeah, super hard block for the men to come out to. We said it before, it's never nice to see the guys get shut down, but sometimes it happens. You've got to set very hard boulders. This is the last World Cup of the year, final. You know, these guys are the best in the world, so to challenge them, you've got to make it hard.
This must be quite pressuring for Dinara to come out on her own like this. I mean, I know that she's a route climber, so she's kind of used to climbing on the wall on her own, but not this low to the crowd for the entire time.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, a lot of pressure for her. You can see the sequence we were talking about, needing to get up onto these dual textured holds right from the start. Very difficult, very slopey.
Interesting here, changing the hands around a little bit.
Yep, not quite sure. Just taking a different method. Yep, that's it. Undercut with the left hand, get some opposition, and then left again. Very poor handholds on the left-hand side, and it's going to be a very wide position for her. Here we go.
She's short. That's a massive advantage on something like that.
Absolutely. Great start from her, out by herself, putting the pressures on the others. Found a very nice sequence through that. We'll probably see a few girls pop off on the corner, I would imagine. Took quite a few attempts just to figure out which way to hold the holds, and eventually choosing more of a slam dunk method up to that big hold.
Really nice different approach there from Dinara Fakhodinova, ignoring the beater, the intended beater entirely, and just going, nah, I'm going up this way, and doing it in a flash. So a fantastic effort there for her. Shout out to you guys from Singapore that are getting in touch with us, Austria as well, and Circuit Climbing saying, what do Alex or Shauna need to beat Akio in the overall? They need to win. That's what they need to do. They have to take the gold here to beat Akio in the overall and take the silver. We're now with Petra Klingler and Sachiyama. The other interesting thing, as I was saying just with Dinara, she's small, and that wide move at the top to get up on top of that that volume. We say, you know, if you're shorter, it's going to be easier than a taller climber. But all of these athletes, these female athletes, are all quite short. We've got none of the really tall ones. I think Melanie Sandoz is probably the tallest out of all of them.
Yeah, we've got a real spread of body shapes in the field. Obviously, Petra and Alex, more stronger, big in the shoulders. Then we've got Shauna Coxsey, normally very strong in the fingers with the contact strength, but struggling today with injury. Melanie Sandoz, very athletic. But Petra here just struggling. So just shows how good Dinara was on that first attempt, hanging in there, figuring out the sequence. You can see here Sachi on the big red volumes. A lot of chalk on these already, so the route setters have had plenty of tinkering. Going to really struggle to get out onto that top right-hand blob. Seems to be the theme of this final so far for the men, slopey holds. Manu Hassler, the chief route setter, his chosen style for this comp, I reckon.
So Sachi back on the wall here. This is one of the ones that we liked the look of earlier with the men's. Not because we thought it was going to be really difficult, just because we liked the layout for it. And using the arete in a while as well. It's there if you want it on this one. And then there's this really nice little moment at the top where you have to grab a Gaston up with the left hand and then try and match around the Gaston before then striking round, reaching round to the left-hand side to take the finishing hold on the men's. We'll talk about it in a moment when we get over there. Hopefully Sachi will get there. it's interesting to see Petra Klingler trying to do the exact same thing as Dinara, whereas we said when we were looking at this that we thought you'd go up with the left and take the bonus, did we not? And then, oh no, it was up to that plate, wasn't it? Yes, it was. I'll shut up.
Yeah, we read it as needing to come up 2 hands onto the point of the green volume first, but the girls actually bypassing that and choosing to go up and right to the big hold up on the top right hand corner. But Petra trying to do 2 moves at once. There it is, hopping the left hand round.
That was fantastic. That quick switch on the left hand has allowed us to secure that there. Really, really nice climbing. Here's Sachi, just coming down. Petra then straight into that little pocket there, the little canyon that's she's got the left hand put into as well. She's on top already as well. Trying a heel hook here, a hand and another one, and there it is. She gets the top, and she's loving that.
Yeah, great effort. Finally unlocking that sequence. Probably going to see some more tops there, I'd imagine. That was, I think, maybe 4th try for her. Sachi also getting higher on that boulder, finally getting out right and trying to make his way up to the bonus. Full of endurance, Sachi, one of the world's best endurance sport climbers.
Currently world ranked number 2, though he was world ranked number 1 at the start of this year. He's just been beaten to that by Ramone at the moment. But he's right up there. Jakob Schubert in number 3 on the lead season at the moment. But yeah, Sachi, this final move actually, at the top of this block here, that this reaching around the large volume was actually another finishing move in Briançon on the lead wall there at the Briançon Lead World Cup. You had to do this. There's this huge horn at the top of the wall. If you want to watch any of the previous World Cups, by the way, they're all on YouTube. You can get on there onto the IFSC's channel and watch on that one.
Yep. So Sachi here's getting the right position. Got a dead point now for this bonus hold. Really poor handholds there. That the volumes are just very, very slopey. But I think he's run out of time now. So we're going to see the next competitors. Yep, Sachi, sorry, you've run out.
Sachi, unfortunately. Hang on, we're not entirely sure what's happening here.
We've got a problem with the clocks at the moment. You can see there on the left-hand side of his screen, the clock running down. They've reset it now, and the next athletes will come out. Well, they'll need to reset it again. Bit of confusion here from the organisers, but here come the next competitors, Rei SUGIMOTO and Melanie Sandoz. Nope, still an issue with the clocks. We're going to have to go back. They need to reset the clock, allow them their full 4 minutes of attempt. So they'll just wait round the corner. One of our younger competitors this year.
Yeah, he's out next. He gets 8 minutes, but that's it.
8 minutes and a chairlift.
Packed crowd here in Munich. Really nice atmosphere. A bit of a tense atmosphere now. I think nobody really knows what's happening. It's because we're resetting the clocks. And here we are, Melanie Sandoz and Rei SUGIMOTO then. How is Sandoz going to get on with this one over on female problem 2? Can she continue to lead the pack here?
Yep, if she can get a good flash here, she's putting herself in a great position. Just like Dinara, taking her time to figure out the right position. Securing bonus, I'm not sure if they'll give her the bonus for that. Needs to be in control. Rei, nice heel hook. Sachi was just a little bit higher with his hand. You can see there the screw hole on the red volume. That's what he was using to really get good contact, crimping down, and then using the other fingers just to support before flicking out right onto that giant red blob and getting his right foot on the very slopey, small red foothold on the far right-hand side of your screen.
I'm just going to do a random drop knee there. So we saw Sachi matching on that larger red blob towards the upper right-hand corner of the screen. Good effort there from Melanie Sandoz. From that point on, what do you think the method is from there on then, John? Moving on to the erect like Sachi was trying, or just going up again?
I think dead pointing with the right hand up to the bonus hold. Nice in-cut crimp. And then from there you can see the final green volume with a little red screw on. Need to get across onto that. So I think if they were to go onto the erect, it could potentially draw them too far right. Here we go, Rei's up, he's found that little screw hole, adjusting the finger now. Excellent. I think we're going to get feet on now, a lot higher, and press up with the left hand into the big green volume.
That's definitely the method, isn't it? That's where Sachi went wrong. He was matching on that larger red blob there, as opposed to keeping one on the left and allowing a little bit of compression between reaching up with the right.
Yeah, and Melanie unlocking the sequence.
Without switching.
Exactly, yeah, very strong, just pinching the top of that green volume. Securing the bonus zone, and oh, you can see there the reset has been very crafty, using another hold to block the main part of the hold, creating almost a slot. So Melanie just slipping out, not able to get her fingers in. She's found the sequence though, so I'm sure she'll be confident with a mini 30 left to get back up. And Rei throwing some good shapes, needs to get up. Here we go. Just falling short. Looking a bit perplexed by the situation. Really hard set of blocks for these guys. Not seen a top yet. Rei is actually the first competitor in the men's field to secure the bonus. Great effort.
So both athletes now back down on the ground again. Incredible strength from Melanie Sandoz a moment ago, going up to that right plate and managing to keep the hand on the pinnacle of that pyramid without switching into that undercling that we saw. She's doing it again, that we saw Petra going to there. Now she'll do it, but she'll do it as calm and collected as if it wasn't extremely hard. She's got a heel hook up onto that plate now, giving her a bit more time to play with her hands.
Here we go.
Going up again here, trying to figure out what to do with the feet at this point. She was going for a heel hook a moment ago, but she's going up with the left now instead.
Yeah, Melanie taking a really direct approach here. She fell off just getting this next hold last time, and very difficult. All the other competitors have kept their feet quite low. Here goes Rei again. Now he's figured out the body position, so finding it progressively easier to get to the same point. He's on his last attempt now, so he's got to do it this go if he's going to do it at all. Excellent.
And he's got it this time. Can he hold it though? See, the thing is, he's got to get up now. Has to be standing up a little bit more. He's got to match over on where he's got the Gaston with the left hand at the moment, and then swing that left arm around the other. There we go, going for the match. He's got to swing that left arm around the other side. Here we go. Very close.
Yep, just got to hug this volume now. Get out to the final hold. Yes. Our first top of the evening in the men's category. Rei SUGIMOTO. Fantastic effort from him, figuring it out on the buzzer. Was a dark horse in the semi-final, just went about his business, and now he's right up at the front of things. We've got Mikhailo Shaligin waiting to come out, piling the pressure on him. He'll be fully aware that Rei's just got a top. Obviously that'll fill him with a bit of confidence, knowing that the block is possible, but equally he knows he's got to do it in less attempts.
There's no one within a 12-mile radius that doesn't know that Rei just got a top. The crowd reaction then was absolutely insane. Mikhailo coming out again now. This is where it's going to get really, really interesting from this point. We're already, men's problem one, a bit of a letdown for us really without that bonus. The bonus would have helped. It's kind of a no player now. We're down to a 3-block final, but men's two looking interesting now. We've seen some athletes struggling. Rei finally managing to succeed, and we're now with our Ukrainian athlete Mikhailo Shaligin, and we've got Katerina Sarine now coming out on female problem 2. Again, this one's caused some issues for some of the female athletes, and then we've seen some of the athletes just nailing it, like Dinara when she came out and just went straight up in a flash, no problem at all.
Yeah, I think that's the key with lots of these boulders, is finding the right body position, and if you unlock that early, you've got the best chance of completing the boulder because you're fresh. So Dinara coming out first by herself, incredible effort from her, unlocking the sequence. Catch it here. Oh, very good. Figuring out the double change of hands there. If she can get stood up into the bonus, apart from Melanie, who was fumbling the slot, we've seen both girls getting to the top once they make that bonus hold. So I'm sure we'll see some more tops from the girls on this, and Mikhailo, if he can figure out the right body position on these slopers. Very difficult. The holds are going to get progressively worse. The more chalk and the more attempts, the more amount of grease on the hold. So Mikhailo going to really bear down on this.
Quick switch again there on the left hand that you can see from Katja, and she's doing that with perfect positioning there as well. She's got round to the right hand side that's allowed her to get into that pocket a little bit easier there. She really moved over to the right, relied on that right hand to keep her on, allowing her to move up there in towards that pocket. Those two holes you can see together, got to be quite accurate there. We saw Sandoz having the problem around that point. She's got the hand in, managing to hold it a little bit, then just slipping off. It's all about getting the foot up there now and allowing her to take a little bit of a bigger stand and getting that hand up onto the yellow top.
Yeah, so we saw, I think it was Petra Kingler using her knees to get established on that top head wall. Pretty much use anything you can in comps, your head, elbows, whatever you can to get a bit more purchase. Mikhailo trying something different, choosing to go out to the rep, see if he can get a toe hook. But no, you just got to go direct, Mikhailo. Get the good bit of the hold. We were talking about that little bolt hole at the very top, Kata. Super confident now she's unlocked the sequence. Got to swing the feet up now. If she can get her right foot in, that's it. Just missing the knees. As we said before, Petra, great skill from her using the knees. Get established to allow her to then put the feet on. I'm sure Katja will unlock that on the next go, but at the moment just trying to hop her feet very high up in front of her and just missing out.
So Mikhailo trying to do the same little attempt at a drop knee on that starting hole that we saw from Rei SUGIMOTO, and then deciding against it earlier on. Yeah, he's going for it again. Now he's having to get a little bit closer, but then John next to me is just going, move that hand higher up. And you're right, that's what's costing him, isn't it? He just needs to go a little bit further up on that one. That's how we saw Rei get there.
Yeah, I'm quite intrigued to see how Rustam gets on this as well, because he's normally the one that will find a crimp if there's a crimp on the wall. So I'm pretty sure if he can span up to that top, he'll be all right.
Katja looking so confident in this first section, but she's got to just take her time here on this one and figure out how on earth she's supposed to get up from now. A knee on there, very nice.
Yeah, the knee is key to this boulder. And now she's just got to be confident. Yeah, fantastic effort. Happy with the top. Keeps her in the mix for the competition today. We'll have a check of the scoreboards a bit later on, but Mikhailo there really struggling. Not enjoying himself so far. Just being sent off, finishing his attempts on that second boulder.
So, points at the moment, we've got Rei SUGIMOTO in first place with one top in 7 attempts for the men's. For the women's, we have Dinara Fakhretdinova in first place with one top in 1 attempt, the flash, and 2 bonuses in 7. Melanie Sandoz is now in second place.
1 in 2 for Melanie. So it wasn't actually a flash. She had a little slip obviously before, but we've got the next 2 out. Rustam, be interesting to see how he gets on. One of the smaller competitors, so he'll try and find the crimps to get himself higher. And Alex Puccio, well, we'll see if she can power her way through it.
I reckon Rustam's going to waltz this.
There we go. He's found the crimp straight away. Yeah.
It's so his sort of style of block.
Yeah, and as you can see, one of the smaller climbers, he can just fit in that groove nicely. Very good effort from him. Full 5-finger crimp on that hold on the right-hand side, the bonus.
Got to get the feet up now.
Yeah, that's the key here. He's got to figure out what to do with the feet. Just engaging that crimp. Not quite sure how to hold it.
Did you see the look of intent in his eyes there? They just grew a little bit wider, a little bit. You are going to hold my hand.
Alex Puccio figuring out the jump and change of hands straight away. She's just going to go for it. Yes. Awesome. Super confident at the moment, Alex. Speaking to her today, she knows she's very, very good condition at the moment. Piling the pressure on the others. I believe that was a flash as well, so it's going to put her right in the mix with Dinara.
Rustam down on the ground again then. So it's just him getting his feet up from this point now and not relying so much on his fingers on that tiny little bonus hold there on the right-hand side. He's got there's a plate there, you can see that I think he's missed that completely earlier, did he not? He had a hand up on there. Did he get his right foot up on there?
Yeah, he got his foot up, but he was struggling to get the left foot on, which would allow him to then make the next move up onto the very small screw-on that Rei managed to get to. Just needs to keep concentrating on the left foot, claw his way around so he can get his body weight a bit more spread. All his weight was on the right-hand side on that good go. But very impressive. 2 minutes on the clock, so he's got plenty of time. Just needs to find those crimps. But you can see here he's really struggling to keep the tension at the start. Plenty of time though. Knows what to do, just needs to execute it.
Yeah, he's got potentially enough time for another 2 or 3 attempts at this one. You know, if he's got a short one like that, he can let it run down to the last 5 seconds, jump on for a final attempt. He knows the beginning of this now, which is interesting. I mean, he was using a heel hook, which we haven't really seen from the other athletes. We've seen them going up with the left hand and getting on there before moving over with the right. He was using a heel a moment ago to then very casually. Oh, and Rustam, I don't think I've seen that before.
I know this season Rustam been a lot more relaxed. No engaging with the crowd, using them to build up his confidence. He's just taking a second there to do his shoe up a bit more. You can see just struggling to get the heel to work.
It's usually very intense.
Yeah, I said before in the semis, maybe it's the mullet. Maybe it's the loss of the mullet. He's in mourning.
Okay, so with 45 seconds roughly left on the clock here for him, he's got enough time for another couple of attempts. He's just got to commit to this move now. Using the heel again here. It's the heel that's costing him this, Johnny. I think he just needs to forget the heel and just go straight up with the left hand.
Potentially, I think with the heel though, it gives you that opposition, which allows you to hold the next toe. So he's really got to clamp. You see there the use of that clamp allows him to keep the body tension to move his left hand up. Without that clamp, he's going to such a poor hold that I don't think he'll be able to.
I'm sure we've seen athletes take the foot down, have we not?
Not for that first move, not to get this left hand up onto here. They've all used this heel hook approach. They've either done it off a drop knee, off the left foot hold, or this heel hook approach. But there you go. If you can use the drop knee, maybe. Very unfortunate, you know, he had such a good flash go getting all the way to the last move. He'll be very frustrated not to get back there again. So our next competitors, I believe we've got Dimitri coming back out.
And then Thomas after him. But for the women's next up will be Shauna Coxsey and Dimitri Sharafutinov. Now Alex has just put a lot of pressure back on Shauna Coxsey. A lot of pressure back on her. So they're moving the crowd down a little bit by the look of things to get more people in. They can't actually get any more people into that area. So now that that's happening, we're going back over for Shauna Coxsey and Dimitri Sharafutinov. Shauna just coming out with the coach. She'll take that off when she's ready. So yeah, the pressure really back on Alex, on Shauna Coxsey now after Alex Puccio just machined her way up that wall. This is really going to be a stressful one for Shauna unless she can pull something out the bag here. Dimitri, again, like I said with Rustam, I mean this is sort of the style that you'd expect to see the Russians just flashing their way up. I mean, he's found the drop knee there.
Yeah, so Dimitri's obviously a lot taller than Rustam, so he was able to get that drop knee in. And great contact straight from him and Shauna Coxsey. If Shauna can get a flash here, she's going to put herself right back in the leaderboard. Dimitri just falling short. Shauna, great effort from her. Using the knees, very British style, clawing her way up. We're going to get the flash from Shauna. Oh, yes, excellent. Almost fumbled the right hand on the lip, but great effort from her.
Putting the pressure right back on Alex Puccio for the overall World Cup ranking podium position now. They are still battling it out. Remember, for those two, it's whichever one of them beats the other one. They don't have to win to get on to get the podium position sorted here. They just have to beat the other one. It's a direct competition between Shauna and Alex. You know, if they can win overall, then the silver medal's up for grabs as well.
Yeah, and what we obviously don't know from here is that they've got pugil sticks out the back, gladiator style. Every time they're in isolation, they're having another little battle behind there. But, you know, I joke, but that's part and parcel of it. You know, there'll be the psychology side behind. Shauna gets a flash, puts the pressure back on Alex. They'll be looking at each other in isolation. I know they're good friends normally, but they'll be talking to each other, and I'm sure they'll be quite feisty behind there.
See bruises on them in a moment when they start coming out to climb. Dimitri then with another effort. Now he got here a moment ago. He's using a toe hook around that corner before going up. He is using that little pocket. Now I think I owe you a beer for that, don't I, John?
Yep, Dimitri getting stood up like Rei now, transferring his weight round the corner. Needs to keep the tension. Can he get his right hand round? Excellent from Dimitri. Now he's had a lot less goes than Rei there, so he's going to go straight to the top of the leaderboard. Another day at the office for Dimitri. I don't know about you, Dan, but whenever I look at Dimitri, he just looks absolutely shattered, but just still pulls it out of the bag. I mean, that's the kind of quality this guy's got.
I completely agree with you. You went so British then. Do you know, whenever I look at Dimitri, he just looks absolutely shattered.
What can I say, old boy, you know?
Absolutely what? Let's bring out the next chap.
I think we should do the whole boulder like the whole next boulder like this.
So Thomas Tauporn next out. I'll agree with you on that one. Dimitri always does look quite tired, but I mean all of the athletes at this late stage in the game. I mean Dimitri's been doing lead comps as well. He was over at the European Championships. He was over at Briançon as well. Maybe not Briançon. He's definitely done 2 already this year. Dimitri lead as well as bouldering.
Yeah. So Dimitri's trying to get his hand in ready for the European Championships. He's probably going to go for the overall in speed, lead, and boulder. So the more competitors they get doing the lead and making semi-finals in that as well, they get a bigger allocation for the comp, so it allows the rest of the squad to compete as well. So I'm sure there's a bit of strategy from the team event, but ultimately Dimitri looks like he wants to go for the overall, so choosing to diversify. Anna Stöhr here though, got straight up onto the bonus hold. Will she figure out the knees? Nope, straight up, but it's going to make this next move harder. We've seen Alex Puccio bypass that left hold. Here we go, Anna still in the mix. Thomas Tauporn in bit of pain there, dry firing off that red volume. Unusual to see a competitor brushing the holds. Obviously got some slack brushing from the hosts here today. Maybe that's a frustration. I sometimes like to brush the holds myself just to take out a bit of rage.
I was going to say a lot of athletes do like to do it themselves because it's, you know, you're looking at a specific point. If somebody else is doing it for you, that could be wasting some of your time. You want to be able to get it over and done with as quickly as possible. I've seen people asking for it quite often. So you can see straight away he's got that little finger in the bolt hole there. Straight over to the next one. He's matched on the next one, so this next move's going to be hard. And he's managing it somehow. We saw, was it Rei that was, no, Sachi that was matching and couldn't quite get up to that one by matching on the bigger hold. Tom looking like a machine now, so calm and collected.
Yeah, he's looking super relaxed. Obviously, one of the very strong competitors here, very good at route climbing, so he's got the endurance to hang in there. He's figuring it out nicely, using that little inlet on the volume. Just got a match now for finish. And he's put himself right in the mix. Big crowd from the, big cheer from the home crowd here. Great effort from him.
Very quick as well, still 1 minute and 45 seconds left on the clock. Incredible there for him. So having a little look at the results at the moment, Dmitry Sharafutinov in first place with 1 top in 2. Anna Stöhr in first place in the women's with 2 tops in 6. And at the moment, Shauna Coxsey is in 4th. Alex Puccio's in 2nd on bonuses at the moment as a division. Shauna's missed a bonus, whereas Alex has got the bonus on one of them. Thomas Tauporn in 2nd place now after that incredible performance just a moment ago. Puccio, as I said, in 2nd, and the women's 1 top in 1 attempt, 2 bonuses in 2.
Yeah, no, worth mentioning obviously Dinara, she's out climbing by herself. We've got 7 female finalists due to a 4-way tie for 4th place in the semi-finals. So obviously she's got a lot of pressure being out by herself, and at the moment sitting on the podium in 3rd place, so in 2nd place, sorry. I'm not sure those scores are up to date on your screens now.
So those aren't quite up to date. Alex Puccio obviously has been out, and she's shot up, I think, into 2nd place. Yeah, Alex Puccio's in 2nd, 1 top in 1 attempt, 2 bonuses in 2. 3rd place now with Dinara Fakhretdinova. In the men's then, no, this is again a little bit behind for you. It's Thomas Tauporn in 2nd, Rei SUGIMOTO in 3rd. That's all with the 1 top. It's 1 top in 2 for Dimitri, 1 top in 3 for our 2nd place, 1 top in 7 for our 3rd place at the moment in the men's.
Yeah, and Dinara is back on, so first climber on the female 3rd problem. Getting a knee bar in there to allow her to get into the volume. You can see right in front of you. But from here, very difficult to unwind from that knee bar to get established on the top of the roof, but using great strength.
So 2 down, guys, 2 more to go. How are you liking the final so far? Let us know by getting in touch on Twitter using the hashtag IFSCWC. John, talk us through this this block. She's already doing it for us, but talk us through it.
Yeah, great effort from her. Just hang tough almost, gladiator style, campusing up. Next, basically from there, she just needs to hold on to that white crimp, get the left foot on the green volume, right foot on the blue, handhold on the orange volume. You can just see there, up to the arete with the right hand, and then jump for the German flag coloured hold. You can't see it on your screen at the moment. It's basically where the orange triangle is pointing, straight upwards. There we go, a bit more, a little bit more. Okay, just there anyway. Big hoop hold to finish. Bit of a slam dunk for the girls. There we go. Nice big hold to aim for.
Incredible to see Dinara just going. So here we are then. Dinara ready to go with another attempt. We have 2 minutes 20 on the clock at the moment for Dinara.
Yeah, Dinara obviously just struggling to pull herself on there. She's one of the shorter competitors, but really fitting in that groove, showing great strength, but slipping off.
Someone's just got in touch and just said, wow, Amma and Dinara in the final, because obviously they're 2 route climbers, 2 lead predominant climbers, but we've seen Amma before in these boulder comps, so I think we've seen Dinara before as well, but the other thing that I was going to say is that with Dinara, I said it at the beginning of the lead season, mainly because over in the Chamonix at the European Championships, she won. So she's now currently the lead European champion. There has just been such, it's like a game changer has happened to Dinara in the break. She's just come back with such a different attitude, such an improved climbing style, and now she's just become a real contender in any discipline she's climbing in. She climbs speed as well, by the way, just to let you know.
Well, yeah, I was saying earlier on, you know, the Russians tend to adopt their training cycles to peak for key events, and that's obviously what they're trying to do here. So Dinara peaking for the right time of the year, European Championships, it's the biggest event of the year apart from the World Cup Series. Great endurance from her. Almost doing the splits here. Just needs to power up now through the right hand. Gonna go for the campus again maybe. Still hang tough.
This is going to be an awkward heel if she gets it in, but it could work. It's going to be awkward for her.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to allow her to get enough momentum to get the left hand up, but she's tried a couple of different methods now, so she'll be narrowing down her options, working out on her head what she's got the most chance, most probability of succeeding in. I think the campus method, obviously more powerful, but more direct. If she could get more weight through her right shoulder on the orange volume with the red for the fingers, left foot on the green, and just power up, that's probably what we'll see some of the taller competitors do. I'm guessing Alex Puccio and Anna Stöhr, for example. And then once you grab that white hold with the left hand, you'd expect them to take it to the top.
Now we've been seeing her using a toe hook on that little upside down pyramid under the roof here to allow her to stay on for a little while as well. But you're thinking moving more of the weight into the right shoulder and maybe bending an arm a little bit to kind of brace yourself onto the wall before popping up with the left?
Yeah, exactly. Get the hand almost directly on the shoulder so that it's completely closed down and locked out. But she's hanging in there. Having a great attempt on this, tried a couple of different options, but now going for the swing, just missing out. Unlucky Dinara. Next competitors are going to come out, so we'll have a male and a female coming out.
Great effort for her there, though, and she's got the bonus as well. At the moment, it's looking like bonuses do matter in the women's competition.
Yeah, absolutely. Bonus, obviously, the way that we differentiate the competitors if they don't get to the top. So it's about getting to the top in the fewest amount of attempts. If you can't get to the top, or none of the competitors get to the top, then it goes to bonuses. So you can just see there, Petra, a little smile before she comes out. Obviously, got the confidence of a top in the last boulder. She's, again, one of the stronger competitors, very powerful. You can see their big shoulders. See how she gets on this boulder.
So, We have Petra Klingler here on men's 4, on women's 3, and we have Sachiyama on men's 3. And this is an interesting one. Let's just talk through men's 3 then. So this is all about balance, and we like the look of this.
Yeah. So this is Sachi trying to escape his hotel room on the window ledge. He's just got to jump across, and that's it. Opposition, left hand on the arete. There's a very small little orange hold, right hand on the bonus. But Petra, on with a flash here, up on the arete. She's just got to jump for this big ring now. Really good hold to finish. Positive, go for it, Petra, come on.
Should have gone a little bit earlier, I think. She just used up a little bit of energy on that point there. This is really interesting though for the men's one, because then they're going to start, once they get the bonus here, he's got to get the, there we go, he's going with the left hand there to try and stop that swing out a little bit. Once he's got that little, because there is a tiny little hold there on the corner of the arete. Once he's got that and got the bonus, he's then going to move up the arete, a bit of compression there, get the foot up on top of that bonus, up again then with the left, I think, up into the kite-shaped volume at the top, and there's a nice big positive finish for them to jump across to again at the top there. It's a really nice, interesting, bizarre route on men's problem 3. So Petra then, a fantastic effort just a moment ago. She's got to go for it again. Hopefully you guys are all enjoying the very last Boulder World Cup of the year. So Sachi's just got to figure out how to manage to hold that jump. He's about to go for it again.
Petra there just looking a little powered out after her first go. It was a huge effort from her getting up there. Sachi just missing out. Very difficult. You're obviously starting sideways onto the wall, and then you've got to finish facing the wall and get instant contact from both hands. So very tricky move from him.
That arete, sorry, that arete's quite positive though. I mean, do you think going for that little tiny crimp is actually against it? What about just slapping that left hand on and trying to get the whole palm on the arete to stop the swing going?
I think with the amount of momentum he's carrying, if you can catch that little hold, it's quite in-cut, so it'll give him a good opposition when he grabs the other volume.
So you think it's a matter of just doing it a bit slower than he's doing it at the moment?
Yeah, I mean, he's carrying a lot of momentum, but that is because it is a run and jump. So if he can slow it down slightly, there we go. We could just see him taking his time a bit more. Petra, back up now, showing great strength, but just powered out.
Is it just me, or did she have her arm kinked up on the side and was dropping on the edge? Oh, no, there's Sachi. There we go.
Yeah, Sachi getting in the bag. Got 30 seconds left, so hopefully he'll top it out now, otherwise he's going to run out of time. Just got to teeter over now to that next volume, and you can see the thumb catch on the left-hand side of the top left-hand corner of that volume, and from there,
again slow here. Got to keep the pace on. You can't rush this one. The foothold is there. He's just managed to find it, fumbling a little bit with that left leg, but he's got it. Got to keep slow until he's got this. Now that he's got it, he's got to figure out how on earth he's going over here. Is he going to cross or go with the left? What do you reckon?
It's a really good hold to finish. So I think, yep, he's got the right position. He's just going to jump for it. So great effort from Sachi. Excellent work from him. Always nice to see him run and jump. He's thrilled. And of course, let's not forget Petra. Last go for her. Showing great strength from her. She got so close on her first attempt.
She's just got to keep the pressure on now. She's got the arete. She's got to inch up here a little bit. Oh, and slipping up the feet at the last moment's cost her. She's going to be really disappointed with that.
Yeah, again, getting right up to the last move. So difficult to keep the weight through the feet when you're hanging on as hard as you can. You can see there she's really pumped in the arms. Disappointing. Here we go. Rei SUGIMOTO cycling himself up.
Rei, who's become a bit of a contender at the moment. He's currently in third place. One top in 7 attempts, one bonus is in 4. So this is it then. This is the this could be changing some things. Anna Stöhr in first at the moment, Dinara in second, Alex in third. Obviously Anna and Puccio haven't climbed yet.
Yep, so Rei's going to get on. He's a seasoned finalist, so he'll know what to do. And straight away finding the right method, but just got to get everything in the right position. You've got to count the steps across and execute the handholds. So many different things to think about. So it's about not really thinking about it, but just acting intuitively and almost feeling your way through the problem. Melanie Sando there, struggling and fantastic. As I said, just tiptoeing across there. Looks like we could have a nice, easier block for the men here. So far, so good. Just needs to keep contact now. Sachi was very controlled on this top section. Oh,
that could have been a mistake. That could have been a mistake, but he's done it and he's stuck it. And what an effort from him. Was that a flash? I think that was a flash, wasn't it?
I think it was second try. I think he had one little slip of the foothold, but that's a lot quicker. Second top for him, so he's 2 boulders in 9 attempts at the moment. So again, that puts him to the top of the leaderboard, but still obviously another 4 athletes to come out after.
And that was a risky move there, going up with the right hand onto that hold, as opposed to just going up, securing it a little bit with the right and going up with the left to get onto that, which is intended. He went straight with the right, managed to hold it, and then thought, right, just quick, get to the top, and he did it.
Exactly, yeah, just sometimes you just got to feel your way, and Rei there obviously led with the right, realised half the way through that it wasn't the best result, but just had enough in the tank to keep it together. Here we go, focusing on Melanie Sandoz, just struggling to get established on this roof section. She's been so strong all weekend, coming back from injury. It's great to see her back in a final this year. Just taking her time to think about it.
She's got 2 minutes. 2 minutes left, so plenty of time for her.
Yep, having a rethink. She's been keeping her right hand on the arete, which you can just see on the right hand side, just above her head. She really needs to get 2 hands on the orange triangular volume under the roof. That's the way that the other guys have done it. From there, she'll have a lot more compression to be able to hold the blue crimp on the lip of the next orange volume. So hopefully she'll figure that out, but being one of the larger competitors here, she's struggling to get up, but she's figured it out now. She's got the right position. If she can unwind the knee bar, no, she's just getting stuck in that position. She's almost tangled up with all the limbs.
So this is what I mean about Melanie. That we saw her come out and just easily manage something that a lot of the other athletes are struggling with, and then at this point we've seen this point here is not really the main point the athletes have been running into the most difficulties. It's going up to the white a little bit higher up on the wall. She's a kind of an opposition to a lot of the climbers in the way that she doesn't always do things the way that other athletes do, and sometimes can just come out and just trance the competition like we saw at Percy. Another attempt for her here now. I mean, do you think it's anything to do with the finger here? She's got that knee bar going on now. Give her a bit of extra support. Do you think she's worried about relying too much on her finger?
Yeah, I just think you can see that she's so bunched up trying to get into the... and she's taken the long method. She's not quite figured out the right sequence of through these orange volumes. The key is left hand, right hand on the first orange volume, and then from there left hand, right hand on the second volume. She's trying to go sort of reverse order through it, which is making it very difficult. So it's great from the route setter's point of view, because you can see them having such different methods through all their attempts.
So basically on this point, the thing that she's doing wrong here is that she's leaving her left hand on the lower pyramid and going up with the right, and what she needs to do is leave the right hand on and go up with the left. That's what we're saying, exactly, to get this next move.
That's what we've seen all the other competitors who've succeeded on this problem in terms of getting higher up do. Because the trouble with the method she's doing there is it leaves her feet behind, and then she has a huge swing to control with her legs. So she's back into isolation, no emotion there. The only French athlete in the final today, so either way she's put a fantastic effort in for her country in the team ranking.
So we've got our next 2 athletes about to come out now, Katja Savine and Michaelo Chalagien. And here we are about to move out with these 2 next athletes. Mielo looking very strong in the semi-finals earlier today. Is looking pretty good right at the moment in the finals. Katja in a similar position with the wounds, not too high, not too low.
Yeah, so they're both... Katja actually very quick pulling on, getting the knee bar straight away. You can see there just seems to fit in the position a lot more easily than
but straight away, left and right, left, and you know, she knows where she's going with her hands there. She's found the comfortable method of getting up onto the first pyramid, which we saw Melanie struggling with, and then that next move, then I think just a little bit too fast. It hasn't quite sorted her footing out what she was doing with the knee before moving on to the next section. Miguelo, in terms of strength, at this point, we think that this upper section should be relatively easy for them as long as they make the jump, you think?
Yeah, we've seen both the Japanese team, Rei and Sachi, getting to the top of this boulder and doing it a different way. Sachi was very controlled and measured, had lots of time, maybe using his root endurance, whereas Rei was very direct, almost fluking it round the corner slightly, but making the most of his opportunity. And we can see here Miguelo lining it up, but just slipping off that intermediate volume in the middle of the wall is very slopey. And we've got Kata here just struggling to leave the knee bar. The trouble with knee bars obviously is they're very positive when you get in the position, but when you're trying to leave and transfer, you leave your feet behind and you leave your knee in a almost facing completely wrong direction, so it's very difficult to hold the position. Miguelo had a couple of goes now, taking all the competitors at least 2 attempts to dial this jump, so if he can complete it and get across, once you get there, we've seen success. But in the females, we've not seen a top on this third boulder yet.
Miguelo with another attempt then on this little run and jump. Here we go for this. He's got to just try and keep it as slow as possible. Yes, just managing to hold on to that, keeping those 3 fingers just on that tiny little hold there. It is angled, that is angled. It's not such a positive edge on that one, so you can see why they're definitely using that crimp hold there to support themselves. But he's got to be slow here.
Yep.
Up with the left first, which is the right way to do it. Right over the top. And that's it, you know, so once they're getting up, once they're making the jump there, it's a relatively nice and simple progression, as long as you take the time to take that first move out with the left and then go up across there as well. A little bit of a rush there can bring you down, but it's basically making the jump really on M3, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's the way the route setters have designed it, you know. They need to get separation in the category, so they're going to set things that test the climbers in different ways. So if you put a jump in, 9 times out of 10, it's either going to be too easy or provide the perfect split. And I think that's what they've used it for in this competition. They need to get a split, so they know if they put a run and jump in, somebody's going to mistime it. So it's a very, very good way of splitting the field out.
So Katja out again then, another attempt here for her. Crowd getting behind her here as well then, so she's got that knee bar in very quick now. She's going right, so she's bypassing that completely, just putting the right hand straight up with the left into the second pyramid. Nice and strong there. You see her trying to pace herself here, control, slipping on that white then. That is the point here that seems to be dividing the female athletes on female problem 3. And so no top so far on this one at all.
No, not yet. We've seen obviously Petra Klinger get very, very close, just falling out of the final hold. On a last attempt now, Kata, the clock's fully run down. So we're on 4 minutes plus for those of you watching, which means she can stay on the wall now until she falls off. Just unfortunate. She was trying to, as soon as grabbing the left hand with left hand white crimp, trying to get the right hand up on the arete to give opposition. Just falling short though. So great effort from her. So we got Russ down there, eyeing up the next boulder. Alex Puccio looking very calm and collected.
So a couple of people asking what happened to Melissa Leneve earlier on in the semi-finals. Just to clarify that up for you then, there was an appeal made and things were happening, it was all going crazy. Basically the reason that she was denied that one, and also Akio was denied one earlier as well, both of them put a finger into a T-nut hole, which is the tiny holes you can see on the actual wall themselves. Now you're allowed to do that with the volumes. You can use the bolt holes that are on the volumes there, but you can't use the holes that are on the walls. You can see the little dotted holes. that are used for screwing the volumes of the holds on. And those two athletes were using their fingers in one of those, and that's why they were denied that top. Just to clarify that for you. Risky fall there for Rustam?
Yeah, interesting little fall for Rustam. Choosing to go very, very quickly, just missing the left hand. As soon as they grab the left hand, we've seen all the competitors able to hold the swing. Alex Puccio pulling on now. Obviously one of the stronger competitors, used to being very powerful. She's found the knee bar now, transferring all the weight through there, but not using the undercut. Super strength from there. We've seen all the girls struggle with that, and Alex just effectively one-arming that small blue crimp, and she's just going to power up now. This is Alex in her element. Slam dunk, yeah, great effort, Alex. Pull up to finish, and it looks to the crowd of, is that all you've got? Is that all you've got?
Very, very much in her style, though. A lot of upper body work there. You know, we saw even Dinara come out and try and campus on that one, because that's the natural impression for you to do on that wall. Rustam with the top there after a couple of quick attempts to start things off, but that was very, very much in her style, you know, and with even with a little dyno at the top of it as well, just to complete things off. So she just waltzed through that one. We've gone really quick through female problem 3 on that draw. Our next two athletes out then will be Dmitry Sharafutinov and Shauna Coxsey. Now that's put the pressure back on Shauna. Shauna has to come out and do something pretty similar on problem 3.
Yep, so obviously Shauna, similar set of skills to Alex Puccio, but that's the interesting thing, because to be a competition climber you need to be very rounded, you need to be good at slabs, you need to be good at overhangs, you need to be good with arrettes, whereas Alex Puccio has got this ace in the hole, which is her power. She's so much stronger than the rest of the field, so when she gets an overhang like that, it's something that plays to her advantage. You can see Shauna coming out in a coat, temperature's really dropping now, so she's trying to keep warm. Dmitry eyeing up the slab. 1, 2, 3, gotta go for it, Dmitry. Oh, not the right method.
He's just trying to do it as slow as possible. I think he's trying to get as far over as he possibly could on that foot there, so he didn't have such a big leak to go across into the next section. This is slab central for Russians, and they absolutely hate it. But we saw Rustam get in there. Shauna looking good here. Then she's gone straight up to that upper pyramid. Can she make this next move? This is the important one. She's looking for a flash here. She needs a flash. This is going to be really risky for her now in terms of her and Alex.
Yeah, Shauna, you could see on the last go, Alex, as soon as she grabbed that left-hand white hold, she was straight up with the right hand onto the arete to provide that opposition and the compression needed to hold the two holds. Shauna obviously not quite figuring out that right-hand hold, and Dmitry, we can see on your screens now, going for the sneaky slab instead of the run and jump, which all the others have done. And great, just fumbling there. Having a great time though. It's good to see Dmitry smiling. Having a good look at the holds, making sure he knows exactly where to hit them. He knows there's been tops previously, so it's about trying to see if he can see any clues. Pulling on for the next go. The slower he goes, obviously the less momentum he carries for holding the holds, but obviously the more difficult it is on the feet. Just missing out. 2 minutes left for Dmitry. Shauna Coxsey with the jacket on, hands in pockets. She's having a bit of a rest. Can somebody bring Shauna a cup of tea? I think she looks like she needs a cup of tea.
She's trying to keep warm. It's definitely dropped in temperature here now. It is definitely cold, I'd say. I'm going to go that far. It's not just chilly, it's cold. So that's what she's doing there. She's just trying to keep warm in between her attempts here. She definitely felt the cold during the semis earlier today. It's obviously happening again for her here at the moment then. So at the moment, we've got Rei SUGIMOTO in first place, just to make you aware of that. Talk about being a dark horse. Were you aware of that until this I've just told you?
I didn't know he was in first, but it's fantastic, you know, he just goes about his business. Really efficient, and Dmitry latching it now.
It's 2 tops in 9 for first place at the moment, and Dmitry could be about to change things here. I know he's had quite a few here. He's had quite a few attempts on this one, but he's using a heel hook here on that one. It's giving him a bit of an interesting situation to deal with his legs. He's reached out and he's doing a bit of bridging, and then very quickly over to the top. There it is, Dmitry getting there, finally deciding to just go for it.
Yeah, you can see they're a little bit frustrated. We talked about it earlier, run and jumps, dynos are the way the route setters use to separate the field, and they've used it to a good advantage today. They're getting a perfect split so far. The brushers there doing a great job, double brushing, while Shauna Coxsey takes a quick break again. Just like looks like she's struggling in the cold, not being able to feel her fingers.
This is going to be very damaging for her in the competition between both herself and Alex Puccio for the bronze medal.
Yeah, so the overall rankings, obviously Alex Puccio at the moment, with the way the results are, just beating my compatriot Shauna Coxsey into the podium position. But she's looking super strong now. If she can get up to this next white hold, just not able, she's just not read the right hand up to the arete, and you can see there, absolutely furious at herself. She knows the ramifications of that, but there's one boulder left.
There is something else that could happen here, and that is that Alex Puccio could win, and if Alex wins, she'll take silver, and Shauna will still potentially take third place, because the one in fourth place earlier was Eula Verb, and Eula hasn't even made finals on the overall World Cup rankings. So, oh no, we've still got Akio, and Akio hasn't made finals either, so then maybe, yeah, so I think it's going to be close, but I think she might still be able to beat Akio into third place. I think. I'm going to check it with Greg.
I feel like we need a map and a compass for the results, but here we go. We've got the final two competitors on this third boulder. We've got Thomas Tauporn from Germany, big crowd behind him. Needs to run and jump across this slab, and Anna Stöhr taking her time, looking for the clues. They've obviously had an observation period previously, but with all the other climbers previously, here we go. He's through the easy bit on this flash go.
Now he's just got to take this bit slow and steady. In response to that previous comment, I'm going to completely shut up. I'm speculating again, and of course, no, she can't. It will be Akio in third place. Rectify that, silly damn, speculating, and I hate that myself. So here we are then, Thomas Tauporn, straight away. The quicker method, the riskier method, but he's done it. Unbelievable.
Awesome effort from Thomas there, sneaking in with a flash. That's going to put him in a great position. And Anna Stöhr, this is what she does. That's what Anna is about, swooping in, securing a flash. I believe that puts her right at the top of the leaderboard again, I think.
It's interesting to see her last out as well then. So this is what's happening in the men's at the moment. It was Rei SUGIMOTO in first place with 2 tops in 9. Then Dimitri climbed and got 2 tops in 8. Then Thomas Tauporn just climbed, and now he's got 2 tops in 4. So Thomas Tauporn first, Dimitri Shaputinov second, Rei SUGIMOTO third, going into the last block. We'll have a look at the women's.
So you can just see Manu Hassler there just adjusting the climb. We had that break in the observation period earlier. That was for these alterations. So just removing some of the holds so that there's no issues with the crossover on problems.
Okay, so for the women's, to give you an update going into the final block, at the present moment in time, it is Anna Stöhr in first place with 3 tops in 7 attempts. It is Alex Puccio in second with 2 tops in 2. And it is Dinara Fakradinova with 1 top in 1 attempt in third place, ahead of Shauna Coxsey via the bonuses that are happening at the moment. So these are the men's that you got on the screen at the moment, the updated men's results we were just going through with the positioning. Very impressive here to see Rei SUGIMOTO, Dimitri Shaputinov and Thomas Tauporn fighting for that first place position, just constantly knocking each other off it as we move through. And then the women's as well, we currently have, yep, this is the right setup for us as well here. So Anna Stöhr really quite, she's ahead here by quite a bit with the 3 tops. So it's looking pretty asserted at the moment that we're looking at another gold here for Anna.
Yeah, so if Alex tops the boulder in less than 5 attempts and Anna Stöhr does not do the boulder, then Alex will win. But it's relying on Anna not topping this next boulder, so she's in real control of this final. But Alex looking a dead cert for at least a podium place now.
And this is the interesting one that we were talking about at the start on women's problem 4. This is the one where you're thinking, John, we might see some people using that with the feet over onto the start hold.
I think this is, as you can see there, the same kind of problem that the men have just had. So little run and jump, going into the bonus hold, which is a big black jug undercut hold. Very, very positive. So
you think it's going to be 2 hands here, one left on the undercut and one right to stop? I think, was that painful or just embarrassing? I'm hoping that was just embarrassment for a moment there, and not that she just smashed her shin on the side of the wall. We hope.
A little bit of both.
A little bit of both.
I think a little bit of both.
So Dinara then, we're thinking it's going to be left hand undercling and then right hand slamming onto the side of the pyramid to brace, to stop.
I think maybe straight into the black hold, right hand, then left hand on very quickly.
You're thinking both matching on the black?
I think so, yeah. I don't think they're going to get into that red. The black is just so positive that if you get one hand on, it'll be easier to get to. Here we go, Dinara going for a third attempt. 1, 2, jump, there she is.
One hand, with one hand, and yes, she did exactly what you said she was going to do. All right, that's 2 pints I owe you. So yes, there it is. With one hand, that was incredibly strong.
Yeah, this hold you can see there, it's a really, really positive hold. So if she gets contact on it, their contact strength is so good, the girls, that if they get it, they hold it. And now you can see she's faced with these green triangle volumes. Next one, she's got to go up with the right, grab the thumb catch with the right hand. That's it. Now match it up with the left hand again into the thumb catch, and then try and get established in the groove. It's going to be quite hard to release that left heel that she's got on the black. Doing it first, good method.
Relatively nice swing across there with the right leg. She's got to go up again to this next pinch, using the thumb hook on the next one, and then walk slowly along this slat that she's got her feet on. She's going to the right here. Interesting, different method as well. This, guys, is bouldering at its finest. These are really exciting, really good blocks in the women's final here. It's been great.
Yeah, Dinara obviously choosing a slightly different. Oh, just falling off. She was about to engage her head on that volume. I think, as we said, you really want left hand on that final green volume, because that's going to allow you to push all the weight through your right foot, that sort of long green volume that's running up the wall.
Having that thumb in opposition for the direction you're going as well is going to give you a bit more leverage to get into that corner.
Exactly, that's the key to this problem, is really pulling in, and the footholds are so slopey that you need to be pushing as much weight through them, and in order to do that, it's about left hand, engaging that thumb catch. And then, as you can see, a bit when we get a different angle in a second, at the top of the wall we've got a very, very small hold to finish, so it's going to require them to get in quite a controlled position to allow them to match it. It's not the kind of hold like on the last problem where we saw Anna Stöhr jumping and slam dunking the finish hold. It's going to be a very slow, controlled, precise finish. So let's see if Dinara can nail the jump again.
Here we go again. Is she going to go one-handed again? Did she switch hands there? Did she do that with the left last time?
No, that was the same way she did last time, just catching the right and then instantly getting the left hand round the left hand side.
Unbelievable. She didn't even use the foot to stop. She swung and then decided to get the foot up. That was incredible.
So she's on a massive hold here. Obviously one of the best in the world route climbing, so she's just going to take a second, try and recover, get rid of that lactic acid. You can see her there shaking her arm. That's basically to displace some of the lactic acid. We call it getting pumped, so the longer you hang on, the more tired you get. So she's just trying to release some of that before lining up this more powerful finish. Just missing out. Again, she's going to shake out, chalk up.
She knows the clock's gone now.
Exactly.
She knows that she's got to, as long as she can stay on the wall here, she's allowed to carry on with the attempts. And this is a really positive hold for her to be able to take that opportunity to shake out, to rest a little bit. It's in the forearms that you feel it as well. If anyone is new to climbing and watching this, that getting pumped really happens in the forearms. It just affects your grip and even your fingers. She's still managing to hold it here, though.
Yeah, and this is the key, She's on a good hold, but the rest is not good. You can see her there just blowing. But her power is going down, so even though it looks like she's resting, she's fighting almost a losing battle because she's not able to recover as much as she should.
Yeah, I'm not sure she's going to make, unless she gets it this time, whether she'll make it another drop like she's been having on the previous 2 attempts. The crowd are right behind her though. They're giving her everything they've got. They're clapping along. They just want to see her try and push with this next one. Hopefully it's going to give her enough adrenaline to get there. So she's really taking her time here to rest. She tried moving her feet a little bit further up the wall, using a bit of a smearing approach to get a bit of extra height. She's doing it again here now, pulling against that undercling, trying for the swing. Here we go. And there it is. You know, you knew that she wasn't going to be able to hold another drop like those first 2, but phenomenal effort from Dinara throughout this final. She's been really, really great competition here. She's currently in 3rd place.
Yeah, and of course we said it before, you know, she's out there by herself. There's no other focus on the wall, it's just her, so great effort from her. As you can see, we've got Sachiyama from Japan ready to come out, the first male to compete on the final problem today. There's Petra Klinger. She's going to come out and attempt that run and jump as well. I'm pretty confident we'll see a top for the girls on this boulder. Dinara, one of the shorter girls, managing to do the run and jump. If Petra can get up and establish on the shoulder on that final green volume, she should be okay to do it.
So, Petra Klingler and Sachiyama. Sachi now on this men's problem 4, the one that we were talking about at the very start of the competition. Now, when we observed this, there was black tape all along the bottom section, from the bottom of the wall, all along that edge there, and all along the roof as well, where he's just reached up for the arete here. So that was just completely off limits. They've taken away the black tape. We were thinking, how on earth are they going to get up and over that, then onto this green blob that's the bonus. But there you can see he's using the arete instead. Petra Klingler then making the dyno, the little jump across there onto the other side. Sachi using the toe hook here on this one, completely upside down. Now he's got to figure out how he's going to get up onto that bonus. Method from here, John?
Yeah, I think Sachi's just choosing to use the feet on those holds. I think the key is actually to get the hands, but Petra just powering her way through. Maybe a first or second attempt on here. Just needs to get left hand on the top volume to oppose it. She's in a bit of a pickle now.
What is this? What is she getting into here? This is... that was the most bizarre thing, and she knows it as well. She's smiling. I don't know what that positioning was there, but fair play for trying it.
It's the armpit jam, a textbook armpit jam.
You're well aware and practiced in those then, John, yeah?
Any way I can.
I'll jam any way I can, man. Right, so Sachi, then another attempt for him here. So it's the left hand that's got to go up on that one. We've seen it with, you're saying that with that thumb, it's going to, for the women's I'm talking about here, that's going to give you that little bit extra, but it just seems that a lot of them are feeling the natural progression is to go up with the right on that one.
Exactly, yeah. That's the trouble. Sometimes you can read it one way, but your body is telling you to do it another. Figure of 4, absolutely cruising through that section. Sachi as well, still hanging about. 3D climbing at its best here. You can just see Petra struggling to hold the volume. Very, very greasy. In a bit of pain after that. These competitors giving it everything, but Sachi really needs to get his hands onto those holds. You can see he's going feet first. Not too sure how he's going to get his hands onto the corner, but that's really what he needs to do.
Yeah, it's one of the things you were saying when we were talking about it. They need to very quickly get both hands on the white and blue there, and then just sort of like hold on that point before then jumping up with the left. Is it over onto the bonus?
Yeah, exactly. Left hand up onto that big green sausage. Very similar hold to what we had on men's 1, the big red blob that the guys couldn't hold, so that gives you a bit of an idea as to how bad that slope is going to be when they get to it.
Using the other side of it now though on this one, they've turned it the other way around, so they're using the bowed edge of that one. That might give them a little bit extra to get onto.
Yeah, a bit more positive. Petra just absolutely nailing this run and jump.
Figure of 4, just a random figure of 4 there.
Yeah. She's looking super strong. She knows what she has to do, but these volumes just not quite good enough.
She's got it. She's figured it out. I think she's going to try left. No, she's going right again. What is she going to do from here?
Somehow she's got to get her left hand onto the corner of that volume where the thumb is on the orange hold. Come on, Petra. She's just using everything.
That was her side. She was trying to do a side jam there on that one. It's just like really bizarre jamming position. So if you were in that point below, the pinch just a little bit below, we're saying right hand with that one and then up, and so it's a cross over to the left before then progressing, and then just missing that one at the moment.
Yeah, she's just, I mean, the trouble is, obviously, as we've said before, the footholds are very, very slopey, so she's really struggling to actually hold on to the wall. If she had a great big foothold, the handholds would feel better, but at the moment, the footholds are so bad that she can't hang on either, but she's on for another go. Doing this jump so easily, it's like a training session for her.
The clock has gone. Another figure of 4, just for fun. And switch there. The clock has gone. This is going to be her last attempt. So she's got the right on there now. She's got to be able to trust it and cross. She's gone underneath with the left, up again with the right, shifting along here. She's got to go back down a little bit now before coming up again for this one. She's got to go down with the right and over with the left.
Yep, she's got to get that left hand up on the top, but you can see there all the weight is on the right-hand side of that wall, so
She deserves every single clap that is coming her way now. That was an incredible effort. What a brilliant attempt there, and just adding some flair and some style into it, but you know, it was helping her as well get through those first few moves.
Yeah, great effort from her, and we obviously didn't see Sachi finishing up his attempts, but no top for him, and unfortunately not securing the bonus either. But here we got Rei SUGIMOTO from Japan as well, and Melanie Sando. Going to pull straight on here. She knows what to do. She's been thinking about it in isolation, so it's just about coming out and executing it. So Rei's just pulling on. Choosing to do the same method as Sachi, feet first. Really pinching hard on that green volume. Fantastic strength from him. But somehow he's got to get across onto this. That's the way. You've got to get established on the corner of that green volume.
Sandoz trying a static approach here on this one, and whether it's going to help her or not. Maybe she not noticed the using the bonus on the other side. Do you think she doesn't? Her sight doesn't seem to be going too far that way. Now she's having a little look at it.
Yeah, I think Melanie obviously not enjoying the run and jump. She tried it first try, but not really giving it everything. But here we go. Rei's got some good opposition going on now.
Here we are moving down to it, and that's it. Look, there it is. Now he knows what he needs to do. The two hands on that one there. Managing to hold that swing out straight up onto the sausage and getting the bonus. Heel hook with the right, rocking over the heel hook on a bit of a bizarre side mantle here. It's working, why not? And he's got to go up now again with the right. Is it up with this next one?
Exactly.
Using the thumb into there. No. Yep, there we go, switching to the thumb. Now you can get a heel hook possibly over the top and the left, and there it is. Now moving into the corner, and a nice lean across with the left hand following it with the right here for him. Just got to trust the feet.
Exactly, he's just got to keep the feet going now. Really hard finishing move for him. You can see all the weight on his left foot. When he transfers his left to his left hand, there's a chance he might barn door off. The rest of his body's all over on the right.
What do you think about standing up a little bit more here? He's sort of squatted, hunkered really into it. He could possibly stand a little bit better.
There it is. There it is. And I believe that secured him a podium place now as well. Great effort from him.
What an incredible athlete. He was, I believe, in third, and that will have shot him back up into first place again at this current position in the standings. He's still got the two other guys that are chasing him through on the podiums at the moment, still yet to come, and those are Thomas Tauporn and Dmitry Sharafutinov. So he's switched yet again into first place, like we saw at the last way round, which means it's at least secured him a podium position. But then there's Dmitry and Thomas yet to come. Melanie manages to make that little dyno across there now. This is going to be interesting to see where she goes from here.
Yeah, so Melanie finally managing to make the jump. If she can get stood up on, get established on this top section, she's got a good chance of finishing, but she's not enjoying this style of climbing. Very dynamic. Generally prefers to be more controlled. Still a bit of time left. 50 seconds on the clock. You can see now we're almost in complete darkness in the stadium, so the light's taking full effect.
I know this is time to focus on Sandoz, but I just have to say it again. Rei SUGIMOTO, what was that all about at the end then?
Absolutely amazing. Just taking his opportunity. He knew going into that he was in with a shot. He already had 2 boulders, so he'll be thrilled at securing a podium place. And to be honest, looking at Thomas and Dimitri, Thomas has got a lot of attempts. If he can top it, he's got a lot of attempts in advantage. Dimitri, he's got to do it in under 3 attempts to beat Rei, so it's going to be close.
There at the bottom, Olga Shelagina, if you can see in the crowd there just at the bottom, watching on as these athletes move through this one. Melanie Sandoz not looking too happy with this one at all, and that's the time limit up for her. So unfortunately, she is out at this stage after quite a strong start from her. Very impressive first boulder. And now it's looking like we're still with Dinara Fakhretdinova in 3rd place, Alex Puccio in 2nd, Anna Stöhr in 1st. Still got a few yet to come, and here are our next athletes. It's Mikhailo Shelagina and also Katarina Sauer. So, yeah, there is Mikhailo Shelagin. How do you think he's going to get on with this one on men's swapping 4 then, John?
Well, it's interesting the way that Rei ended up doing it. He was facing outwards to the crowd, but managing to get much better opposition. Katarina Salvine just starting off, just slipping off the jump, but obviously read it very well as a run and jump. Slow start for Mikhailo, taking his time. So this is the way that Rei tried it the first time, getting the feet on, then coming into the arete, the grey arete. You can just see at the top of your screen there. Mikhailo getting good heel hook tension, taking his time. Got to bear in mind this is going to be taking its toll.
And he's got to start now. He's got to start just shifting down that left hand along that arete. You know, he's going for a toe there. Now he's got both hands along that outer arete. Now he's moved the left down there. A little bit more static, but look at the control, look at the power of him. Now he's getting a foot up. Got to go with the left here. Yes, he makes it. This is just incredible climbing. Managing to hold it still as well. Really nice control as he moves towards the edge of that, would you say?
Awesome effort from Mikhailo here. Really controlled. This is going to put him up with 2 boulders if he can complete it. We saw from Rei up there earlier, this is not an easy finish. Got to transfer all the weight from the right to the left. Put just an absolute pounding through the shoulder when Rei went across. It was a great finish from him. Let's hope Mikhailo doesn't slip off, because not to be underestimated, this top section.
Katya's only just climbing on for another attempt at that dyno across, so don't worry, you've not missed anything with Katya yet. She's just made the dyno. We'll have a look at her in a moment's time. Mikhailo, what do you think here, John, about this standing up technique? You think he's going to try and stand up a little bit more here, or do you think they're going to stay hunkered down?
I think he's got to do something, whatever he does. He's been hanging around for a long time. We can see Katarina Salvine as well. She's up on the final volume. If she can get her left up, we know that's the key. But just slipping off. Very slopey volumes. Mikhailo not sure what to do. He's reluctant to just let go like Rei did, because there's a big chance of barn dooring. Rei was so lucky, and Mikhailo very unlucky.
It's the footing there, I think, on this one. It's trying to decide what you're going to do in terms of relying on just leaning in a little bit more with those feet, trying to get up a little bit more and twisting that the ball of your foot there a little bit more, so you're facing more in the direction than away from it.
Yeah, and also you can see when he fell off, his right side of his body was coming away from the wall. The difference being when Rei finally went across with his left hand, he pushed that right shoulder into the wall, so he was falling inwards as opposed to outwards. And I think that's the key for Mikhailo, if he can unlock it. There's still about 45 seconds left, so needs to take a bit of a break before putting back on. But Kata figured out the jump. Let's see if she can take it to the top, because these volumes at the top, not much on them, so the sequence is quite obvious. Here we go.
Left hand, there it is. That's what we wanted to see all the way through this. Bit of a shake there in her left arm though, but she's managing to inch along. There you are, John. Exactly as you said. She's got that angle on it. She's levering herself up. That left hand has given her that help. She can now use her foot there, getting the left foot over onto the lower one. And this is the top. Look how tiny that is, but she can rely on her feet. There it is. Katarina Salvine showing us that she's not going to go home at the end of this season without going out with a bang. An incredible effort there for her. Miguel Shalajin, though, used up all that effort at the top. He's just come off. The time is gone. Unfortunately, no top for him at this point in the game.
Yeah, unlucky for him, but Katarina Salvine there. Great effort from her. 2 tops, piling the pressure on the other 2. She's still in with a chance for a podium if the others don't manage to top it. She's in 3rd place at the moment. She can't do anything else. She's relying on Shauna Coxsey to not top this boulder. Obviously Anna Stöhr leading at the moment. She's still to come. Alex Puccio, she's still to come, but already ahead. So from Katarina's point of view, she needs Shauna to stay down. From my point of view, I need Shauna to get to the top.
Shout out to some of you guys joining us on Twitter as well. How's everyone doing? Are we enjoying the final? Just a couple of people joining us. I have my Harrogate Hustlers back in the game. Richard Adderton's just said that's outrageous strength. I'm not entirely sure who he's talking about there, but I think all of the athletes are outrageous at this stage of the game. Tom Hull talking about the armpit jams, not cutting it, but an amazing figure of 4 from Petra. And Graham Hill saying, great to see some dynamic moves, making my palms sweat. Exciting stuff at the IFSC World Cup. So now it's Rustam and Puccio. Now, she hated run and jumps at the start of this year. It isn't essentially a run and jump, it's just a bit of a bizarre jump for her. In Miol, she had a really tough time of it. It really cost her a lot of the gold medal, actually, in the final there, the run and jump did. And I know that she's been spending some time working on them. You can see she's a little bit more awkward than some of the athletes in that jump across, but hopefully, you know, as soon as she gets a hand on that black undercut there, well, it's not, it's a jug more than anything. As soon as she gets a hand on that, she'll hold it. It's just managing to get there for her.
Yeah, I think for Alex, confidence, there you go, much more confident. You could see the movement she transferred through. I can see her taking this as well. Rustam on the left-hand side, campusing his way through as well, but Alex, choosing to go up right hand first. We saw Kata with the right method with the left hand.
The thing is, she's got the upper body strength where she could actually just do this way. If she can rotate that left arm, which she's trying to do now, and start to press out with it.
I think she needs to come back. Yeah, she's just, the key is going left hand first, because if you go right hand first, you take up all the space for your left hand. Rustam here.
Standing up, this is what it is. Hang on, where's his hand going there?
So he's crimping the panel joint on the wall. You can see just there, that little bit of gap. Rustam using it to his advantage, thanking the crowd.
That definitely wasn't a T-hole, was it?
No, we may see an appeal, but looking at the wall there, you could see there was a little bit of wood missing from the panel joint, so pretty sure that's what he was using.
So Alex back down on the ground again then. Current positioning moves Rustam Gelmanov into 3rd place. Rei SUGIMOTO still in 1st, knocking Dimitri out at the moment. Got a moment coming up though. We've got Thomas Tauporn still yet to come. We've got Dimitri still yet to come. And that could change everything in the men's medal situation. Going over onto the women's at the current moment in time. With Alex now on the wall with a minute left to go. We have Anna Stöhr in 1st place, 3 tops in 7. Puccio's already in 2nd at this point in the competition with 2 flashes. And Katarina Salvine in 3rd place at the moment.
Yeah, great effort from Alex there, showing her strength. She's just going to try and power through now this top section. If she can go up with her right hand to the next volume and then left hand up to the final one, that's the method. We know it works. We've seen Kata doing it. We've seen all the other girls trying to go up with their right hand, so let's hope she goes left. There we go. Get the thumb catch on, Alex. Come on, Alex. Using her strength well, just needs to keep walking up.
Relying on the 2 hands, which we've seen bring some of the other female athletes down, trying to do that without the thumb catch, and she's done it without the thumb catch. Still with 15 seconds left to go, but I think she's going to make it as long as she can brace in. Is she going to go back with the foot? Yes, she is. That's going to help her get there a little bit more. That right foot's looking a bit dodgy.
Yeah, she's just there. Awesome effort from Alex. There's place on the podium definitely for her now. Really sketchy at the top. Fantastic from her to see. Cruising through the powerful section and then keeping it together in the technical groove. Awesome effort from her. Her training at the climbing works obviously paying off.
How much are they paying you for that one again, John?
I'm on £1 a reference. I'm cheap. I'm cheap.
You got to up that wage. So we've got our next athletes about to come out. We have Dmitry Sharafutinov up next against. Yeah, they're fighting. Shauna Coxsey. So it'll be Dmitry Sharafutinov and Shauna Coxsey climbing next to each other on the wall. I wonder whether Dimitri's going to do the similar thing that Rustam found, using that little crimp hole in between the panels at the top there, or what will happen with that one. Rustam standing up though, which I think it is giving them an advantage, you know, a little bit lower down. And the other thing is he's one of the smaller athletes, as you just said, John, yeah. So that's going to be it's still an advantage, I think, if you can stand up a little bit, not rely so much on being squashed down on that lean across there, because then it's what we saw with Mikhailo, that it's starting to turn you as you lean that way, and then as soon as that right shoulder comes back a little bit, you're coming off the wall.
Yeah, absolutely. But we can see here Dmitry trying to get the opposition working. Feet first, just missing it. Rustam actually tried the identical sequence first time, so that's obviously the way it feels like it should go. Shauna choosing to go the static method, not going for the run and jump. Come on, Shauna. She can make the distance. The trouble with the static way, it keeps you into the wall and then she needs to come back out. I think she just needs to go more dynamically. But there's Dmitry showing his one arm strength. Awesome contact strength from him.
He didn't even bother controlling the swing around that much there. He just went round a couple of times, just hanging off that. Incredible finger strength. You saw the bolt hold with the one finger in Innsbruck earlier in the year. There's a reason that he is as high as he is in the world.
Yeah, absolutely. He's just got this huge arsenal of strength. Needs to be confident here. Unlike Dmitry, it's going to take his time. And Shauna nailing the jump finally. Good work from her. Needs to keep it together for these volumes.
What is Dmitry doing at the moment?
He's in a world of pain. I'm not sure what he's doing, but all the others seem to find this next bit okay. Campusing up rather than going feet first. But here's Shauna getting stuck in. Hopefully going to leave room for the left hand. There it is. She's so good at this technical climbing.
We've seen so many athletes go up with the right there, then try and go up with the left afterwards and slip off. Now Alex has just managed it, as has Shauna, and this is looking good. She's already got that left foot on. She's looking strong here. This is great. This is really good climbing from her.
Yep, it's maybe going to give her a podium. Have to check on the number of attempts. We've got Katarina Salvine 2 in 10. Shauna was 1 in 1 before, so pretty sure she's going to take.
There was no way she took 9 attempts on that one.
No
I think
way.
that was possibly the second or third. You know, she came off a couple of times before, I think, possibly.
We've already got Anna Stöhr ahead of her, who's the next one to come out. So that means Alex Puccio has beaten Shauna Coxsey
on the overall World Cup rankings. So at the moment it's going to be Anna Stöhr for the gold, Akio Noguchi for the second, Alex Puccio for third place.
Yep, and in this event here today, we've got Alex, 3 tops in 5 attempts at the moment. Anna Stöhr next to climb, 3 tops in 7 attempts. So she needs to top this to take the victory today, otherwise it's Alex Puccio's.
Dmitry is just so strong. The fingers there, just managing to do that again after wasting so much energy on the first attempt, and the amount of time that he hung around on there. I'm just not entirely sure what he's trying to do with his feet at this point here. He just doesn't seem to be able to figure out what it is he's got to do for that next point. Now, if he doesn't get this, actually, we've got an interesting situation, because I think it might be Rei.
Yeah, it's really mixing things up. Dmitry currently sitting in 4th place, 2 tops in 8 attempts. Needs a top, and he needs it. In fact, he can't beat Rei SUGIMOTO because he's had more attempts than Rei. But that's it for Dmitry.
Out of the medals, out of the podium for the World Cup here. It doesn't matter too much. He's taking home the overall World Cup gold. But at the moment, it's Rei SUGIMOTO in 1st place, which means that Thomas Tauporn now has 8 attempps. No, less than 7 attempts. 7 attempts in which to do this. Now, if Thomas Tauporn can do this final problem in less than 7 attempts, or 7 or less rather, he will go through as the gold medalist. Rei SUGIMOTO takes silver, and Rustam Gelmanov takes the bronze. We'll go back to that one in a moment. We're going to go back over to Anna Stöhr now, who's coming out for her last climb with Thomas Tauporn next to her.
So yeah, the podium places are decided now in this competition. All we're finding out now is what order they're in. If Thomas Tauporn tops the problem, we don't expect him to have more than 7 attempts. If he tops it, he's going to get the gold. If Anna tops it, she gets a gold. No matter how many attempts, if she tops it, she gets the gold. Dynamic climbing's always her forte. If she nails the dyno, I'm sure we'll see her take it to the top. She's currently sitting in 2nd place with no other climbers to follow.
Now, Anna's a real fan of these dynamic moves, so this should be something she's quite comfortable with.
And she's got it. Nailed the dyno. So current positions, Alex ahead of her. She needs to top this now. If she tops it, she wins.
Straight up there. She's going to go straight up left as well, isn't she, you think? No, right, and now she's going to need to go here underneath, like we saw Shauna doing a moment ago. She's got to get the thumb on.
So I bet if we could get a shot of Alex Puccio now, she'd be pretty nervous. Anna's been hanging around a long time. She's got to sort her hand out and get left hand facing her body. Just like that. That's what she needs. On the corner, left hand, press it out. Come on, Anna. This is for the win.
Incredible strength. And now she's got the foot on. That's pretty secure for her. She can take a bit of time now leaning into that corner. Incredible.
This will be for 6th or 7th victory this year. There it is. Absolutely incredible.
Another gold. So far this year, Anna Stöhr has only not taken gold once at every single World Cup, and in that one she took silver.
Yep, Milky Bars are most definitely on Anna Stöhr tonight. Fantastic. Wins the overall title, wins today. Great end to the season.
Fantastic finish for her. Unbelievable. And exactly what we would expect from this Stöhr at this late stage. World rank #1. Incredible athlete. We've now got Thomas Tauporn gunning for the win here at this stage, and the crowd in Germany going right behind him. This is for the gold on his home turf here in Munich. Looking back at previous results, and the best he's done before is for quite a while, is the bronze in Log Dragomer last year. So it's been a while since Shorty, as they're now chanting in the stadium, has got up to this late stage of the competition. At the moment, he's doing all right. He's got just a minute roughly left now to have another reassessment of this one and go for it again. They called him Shorty, by the way, because he was really, really tiny when he was little, and then he went away for a summer, came back, and was roughly the height he is now. He's pretty tall now. He's approaching 6 foot, and they still call him Shorty.
Yeah, it's his nickname the rest of the team have for him. He's really just absolutely dominating things. Fantastic route climber. Made several boulder finals this year. Super form. Really needs this top now, though, to get the victory in front of the home crowd.
Okay, so 20 seconds. This is going to be his last attempt, and if he doesn't do this, it's Rei SUGIMOTO for gold. And it will be Rustam Gelmanov in bronze, Thomas Tauporn in silver. It's all down to this for Shorty.
Yep, this is it. Last roll of the dice for him. Come on, Shorty, this is your time. In front of the home crowd. Doesn't get better than this. Everyone shouting your name. Come on, Thomas. Nailed it. Ah, just missing out. That's it. We've got our gold medalist, Rei SUGIMOTO from Japan. I believe that's his first gold medal as well.
Thomas Tauporn taking the silver. Rustam Gelmanov taking the bronze here. Over in the women's, Anna Stöhr taking the gold, Alex Puccio taking the silver, and in the bronze medal place is Shauna Coxsey. So an incredible podium at the moment here. We're going to get things started for the awards ceremony, but while that's happening, I'm going to let John have a bit of a chat about some of the highlights for for the World Cup that we've seen so far here. John, the things for you that really stood out in that one?
Well, I mean, it's just been an incredible final. I wish everybody at home could see the crowd here and the atmosphere. We've got several thousand people in the crowd. We had such a quiet start to the competition, particularly in the men's field. We didn't get a top on the first boulder. Let's forget about that, because that final boulder we've had just now, going down to the wire, Rei SUGIMOTO winning. Similarly in the female field, highlight has got to be that last boulder. Anna Stöhr pressing it out for yet another victory, absolutely dominating things.
Here you can see some of the slow-mo replays for you of what we've seen during this competition. There's Anna Stöhr leading the pack from the early stages, although she was last out to climb. Dinara with this incredibly fast flash, which came out on problem 2 here. Incredible performance for her throughout the competition. She ends up in 5th place, though, out of the 7 female athletes. Again, here we are now with Petra getting in there at the final point as well. Here's Melanie Sandoz at this point at the moment. Rei SUGIMOTO as well. Talk us through what's happening here with some of the highlights we've seen, John.
Yeah, so this is Rei on the second boulder, men's 2. This is the first boulder that was topped in the men's competition. Rei did it in quite a few attempts, but still, top to top, and now he's sitting pretty. He was so fired up for this. You can see him there, fist pumped, can't believe it. He led from the front pretty much from that point. So we got Rustam here showing his frustration on that second boulder. He flashed all the way up. Shauna Coxsey here eyeing up that final hold, smearing on the green foothold. Great contact strength. There's the top. Bit of a smile for the cameraman. Wave to the crowd. Here we go, Dimitri. Undercutting this volume. Awesome tension from him. Finishing round, getting to that hold pretty blind. Got to keep the contact strength. Opposition force, get the match in, and that was him securing his position in the final. Anna Stöhr here now, obviously dominating things in this final. She's got 4 tops in 9 attempts, eyeing up the final hold here. Incredible competition from her. She had in fairness, a really poor qualification round by her standards, qualifying second to last, still managing to put it out of the bag, getting to the final, and then, as we all know what she's capable of doing, finishing. So here we got Sachi, run and jump on boulder 3, awesome contact strength. Topping out here, massive hold, good effort from him. There we go, big smiles from Sachi. Super happy. And Rei, really intuitive climbing, just managing to hold the swing, finishing up on the jug. The jug of glory, more fist pump. Good effort from him. Mikhailo, giving himself a really good account during this competition, finishing up that slab problem. He was shaking the head there, disappointed not to flash it, but still, awesome effort from him. And here we got Katha, finishing up 4th overall, so a good effort from her, but she just couldn't quite figure out that section. And then Alex, the powerhouse Puccio, dominating this climb. I mean, you couldn't, if you could put money on it, that problem for her, absolute piece of cake. Finishing up on the German flag hold, run in the park for her, awesome effort. Here we go, Rustam, cool as a cucumber, securing his place on the podium. Dimitri struggled with this set, but ultimately for him, already dominated the competition. He is the overall World Cup winner, so that was his priority for the season. Anna Stöhr now, she flashed this problem as well. Awesome effort from her. Keeping the pressure on the others. She was coming out last, so she knew what she had to do. Here we go. Oh, that was the fumble from Dinara. Just missing the volume. Caught a little bit of a shin on the hold as well. But here we go, second try and securing it. Lovely style from her. She spent a lot of time. Petra, she was really strong on this as well, adopting a figure of 4 for this next move. The only one of the competitors to do that. But just such precision from all the girls to get across. Really good for the crowd to see. I think the route setters have done a fantastic job. Petra just absolute cruise control using that method. Swinging the feet out. Just so good to watch these athletes in such control. Top part of this climb was the crux. As we can see here, Petra cruising the first half and then struggling with the second part. The key to it was getting the left hand where her right hand is now, but she just couldn't quite get the opposition. Feet skidding around there on the edge of the volume. She put everything into it, shoulders, armpit, head, and here we go, the overall men's winner in this competition, Rei. Just incredible contact strength. Back 3 on the corner and then finishing off this boulder, topping it out for the win. Of course, at that point he didn't know. He knew he'd secured a podium with it, but he was absolutely over the moon, just really fired up. Mikhailo Shaligin here, taking his time, figuring it out. Great tension from him. Took it all the way to the final hold, just couldn't quite finish it off, but showed great form throughout the whole weekend. And Katharina Salwein from Austria, she was the first one to top. You can see the left hand in the right position, pushing up through the feet, pressing it out, left foot on the next volume, and then you could just see the final hold there, that little button requiring maximum concentration all the way to the end. And there she is, topping out. Pretty happy with herself. Rustam crimping the back of the volume to confirm not using the bolt holes, which are illegal, but using the divide on the wall, that is allowed. And Alex Puccio pumping up the crowd, using her power, fantastic contact strength, swinging up, pressing it out, and keeping her cool during the technical top section. Just see the tension in her foot there, could slip off at any point, but holding it together. Big smiles from her. Shauna Coxsey, this was the attempt that got her the bronze medal today. Unfortunately, Alex Puccio beating her to second place and the overall podium place in the World Cup this year, but fantastic effort from her. And here's Anna Stöhr doing what she does best. It's the last climb of the event, nailed the dyno, takes her time, just tying up the final holds. Now, in fairness, it took her a bit of working out how to get the right position, but once she did, all good. So here we go. Incredible tension from her and endurance. We've seen a lot of girls struggle with this section, but she's just got that mental commitment and knowledge and belief in herself that she can complete it. She knew all the other competitors had success, so it was just about finding the right position. And you can see there, putting her hip into the wall, allowing her to turn that left hand. There it was, the light bulb moment to get the left hand, pressing it out and taking the victory. Already securing the overall World Cup rank winning, but there she is taking it for the gold medal today. Fantastic. Okay, so Anna there finishing off. We know the winners. We're just waiting now. We've got all the athletes and officials in place. I'm going to transfer over to Dan, who's right in the thick of things. Over to him.
Thank you very much.
How are you feeling? Are you happy?
Yeah, very exciting and happy. Yeah.
Now, you had a bit of a tough time. It was a hard boulder on problem 1 here. How was the tough one?
Maybe boulder 1 is very, very hard, and I can't hold on get the bonus, so I'm nervous. But second boulder, I can get the top, so very exciting. Yeah.
So, is this your first ever gold medal?
Yes, and I have never get bronze or silver or gold, so my first medal is gold. Very happy.
This is your first ever medal, and it's a gold medal.
Yeah.
Ray, that was an absolute
unbelievable.
Ray, that was an absolutely incredible performance. Are you going to Eindhoven?
Sorry.
Eindhoven for the. Oh no, you can't. It's the Europeans. I'm so sorry. It's the Europeans. All that remains for me to say is congratulations, well done, and let you go and claim your prize.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Rei SUGIMOTO, brief interview with him. Now it is time for me to very briefly hand you over to the medal ceremony here as we award our athletes their well-deserved, well-earned medals. I'll hand you over to the local compere. We'll grab some interviews with the athletes afterwards.
You mute them, don't you?
Das hört sich sehr, sehr gut an. Ich hoffe, wir sehen noch ganz, ganz viel im nächsten Jahr.
So just to give you guys an update on what's happening here at the venue, and I know there's a little bit of a moment where we are waiting before the podium positions start coming out. That is because at the moment it looks like we're discussing things at the bottom of the wall and just making sure that that the results are confirmed for all of the athletes here. I don't know whether we have an appeal going on or something, but I can see some of the technical delegates, some of the judges, the officials at the bottom of the wall, just making sure they know exactly what's happening here. So that's what's happening at the moment, just to let you guys know what's going on at the front of the wall. That's why the compares here are kind of like stalling some time for the 7,000 to 8,000 people that are gathered at the front of the wall, waiting to see their one of their home athletes take home a silver medal, who I can see just in front of me now as well, Thomas Tauporn. I'm over behind the wall. We're going to hope to grab a couple of them as well.
Do you want the overall ranking?
And I have Mr. Graham Alderson with me here at the moment, who's going to, as he did during the qualifications, talk us through a little bit on the overall rankings for this year, who is going to be taking home the overall World Cup ranking medals. So at present, Graham, as we knew, it's Dimitri Sharafutinov. We'll start with the men's. Dimitri very easily securing the overall gold medal position on the overall. Talk to us through whatever else has happened.
Well, yeah, as you say, Dimitri's way ahead of everybody else. 516 points after his worst score was dropped, which was, of course, a 0. Jakob held on to second place, despite a not very good result here, with 394. And then incredibly close for the next 3 positions. Sean McCall managed to hold on to his third place with 377 points. Fourth was Rustam with 372 points, and then fifth was Kilian Fischhuber with 371. And that's pretty close down.
So in between your third and fourth medal position at the moment, these athletes have been divided by 5 points.
6.
In between the two of them, 372 and 377. So 5 points division between Sean and Rustam Gelmanov, and then 6 between Kilian Fischhuber in 5th place and Sean McCall. Kilian Fischhuber with 371, Sean McCall 377. But Sean manages to hold on to the overall bronze medal position for this year. Sean obviously having his first gold medal this year at Lugdragonmere. Going over to the women's then, as we knew, Anna Stöhr was ahead by 200 points, so she has officially, and we knew that beforehand, secured the gold medal for the overall. What's happened from now on from there then, Graham?
Well, Akio, despite not qualifying for the final, managed to hold on to second place because neither Alex Puccio or Shauna Coxsey won the event today. That was the only way that Akio could have been toppled from that second place. And as we said before, it was a straight battle between Alex and Shauna. Whoever beat the other one, because it was so close, only 3 points difference before this event, whoever came out top dog between those two would take the bronze. And obviously, on the day, Alex came third and Shauna came fourth, which had been mirrored. No, sorry, Alex came second, Shauna came third. So Alex pipped Shauna for the bronze medal in the overall Boulder World Cup this year. And then in 5th place, just to go down, that was maintained by Julianne Worm, who we thought would keep that place. She was 28 points ahead of Kata Sarwine.
So such a shame for Shauna after holding the third medal, the third place position through the overall, and then reaching this point and to lose out to Alex as well. I'm sure there's no love lost between the two of them. They get on very well indeed, and Alex with an incredible show.
I think when you saw a couple of those boulders, you were just pretty certain they've got Alex's name written all over them. The flag boulder, number 3, that was a given. I think that Alex was going to romp up that. It was exactly what she likes. So, yeah, fair play. I mean, I have no favourites here, of course. I don't care who wins, as long as we have a great show, and that was a great final.
Was it a great final? I mean, you're saying so there, and for us, from where me and John were sitting earlier there, that was an incredible final. Way to go out at the end of the year as well. For you, from watching it and a technical delegate side of things, gone well?
It seemed to. Obviously, I didn't actually get to watch all of it because I'm doing a bit of running around behind the scenes, shepherding climbers and that. But great atmosphere. I mean, incredible atmosphere at the end with Shorty. I mean, if he could have topped that, well, it'd be a bit frightening if the roof here was raised, but it would have happened. But yeah, it's great atmosphere, nice, spectacular boulders. I mean, the last woman's boulder, that dyno on the first, I mean, a one-handed sideways dyno is incredible. It's really good.
As you do.
Yeah.
You saw that crazy figure of 4 as well from Petra. That was a pretty interesting move to pull there on a bouldering problem at the bottom.
It's pretty old school style of move. I mean, that was made famous on Schuker, famous route in Buix in the south of France. Everybody learns all about figure of 4s. That was back in the 80s, but it's fallen out of fashion, so it's good to see Petra doing that.
Keeping the faith alive.
Oh, yes.
Graham, thank you for talking to us and running through that one. So just to recap for you guys watching back at home then as well, we have Anna Stöhr in first place, Akio Noguchi in second, Alex Puccio in third place. These are the overall World Cup rankings for this year. Then over onto the men's, obviously Dmitry Sharafutinov still leading the pack all the way through the end. He takes the overall gold. Jakob Schubert takes the overall second place, the silver medal, and Sean McCall skyrocketing up into third place, being divided by 5 points in the fourth place position and 6 points in the fifth place position. So talk about being pretty close between those athletes battling it out for the third place position. It was Guillaume Glaremonde, but after a terrible qualifications, unfortunately for him, he's losing out on a medal here at the end of the year, and he's been very consistent as well. So it's at least something to know that Guillaume will come back with that strong attitude for next year as well. And it has been a great event for us here. It's been an incredible wrap up to the end of the bouldering season. But a little bit sad to see it go, to be honest. I won't be in Eindhoven as well. That's a big one for me. So you guys get all of that still to come pretty soon as well over in Eindhoven for the European Championship stage of the bouldering side of things. Interestingly enough, we had Dinara Fakhretdinova, a European league champion, here in the bouldering stage, and I wonder whether she'll be going over onto Eindhoven as well to do the bouldering Euro Champs also. I think it's sounding like the audience has calmed down a little bit at the front, so I think it's getting towards that time where I'll hand you over back to the front and I'll let you deal with the local MCs, and I'll see you all in a little while.
Ja, vielen Dank. Grußworte ist fast das falsche Wort. Ich möchte Danke sagen. Es war ein sehr spannendes Finale und mein erster Dank gilt den Routenbauern. Ich glaube, nach dem ersten Männerboulder haben sie ziemlich feuchte Finger gekriegt und haben sich gedacht, oh Scheiße, das wird heute gar nichts. Aber es war dann wirklich klasse. Und vielen Dank an Thomas, Nico, Maxi und Tobi für die tollen Boulder. Ja, und die besten Boulder sind natürlich nichts, wenn die keiner klettert, und dafür natürlich an alle Athleten, nicht nur die, die jetzt hier im Finale waren. Nochmal der Dank hier für die tollen Leistungen, und ich hoffe, wir sehen die meisten nächstes Jahr dann auch wieder. Und sie haben sich da schon, ein paar haben sich links aufgereiht, links von mir, also für euch rechts. Die ganzen Helfer, die notwendig sind, um so eine Veranstaltung durchzuführen, ungefähr 70 waren es. Es sind jetzt nicht ganz 70, so 15 schätze ich stehen da. Aber auch an Sie vielen Dank. Und heute hat es ganz schön geregnet, am Abend ist es besser geworden, dass wir das hier draußen und im Trockenen durchführen. Dafür natürlich der Dank an die Stadt München und an die Olympiapark GmbH, die uns diese Sportstätte so schön seit Jahren zur Verfügung stellen.
Ja, ich darf gleich namens der Landeshauptstadt München und auch namens des Olympiaparks mich meinerseits bedanken für die Stadt, dass sie zu uns herkommen mit diesem Finale. München lebt davon, dass die olympische Idee hier weitergeht. Und das, was die Athleten heute gezeigt haben, das war wahrhaft olympisch. Dafür brauchen wir keine Ringe. Das zeigt uns dieser Sport. Vielen Dank. Und die Athleten leben davon, dass wir ein Publikum haben, das eine Idee von Sport hat, in denen es brennt, die sich von kalten Temperaturen eben nicht abschrecken lassen, weil es ihnen warm wird, wenn sie sehen, was hier für ein Sport getrieben wird. Bringen Sie nächstes Jahr Ihre Freunde mit. Das war ganz großartig, was Sie alle hier den Athleten für die Kulisse geboten haben. Auch dafür meinen ganz herzlichen Dank. Wir freuen uns auf die Weltmeisterschaften im nächsten Jahr. Ich hoffe, die Athleten dort alle wiederzusehen, wünsche keinerlei Verletzungen. To the athletes, no injuries for you and see you next year. We hope to have the same pleasure that we had this year. Vielen herzlichen Dank Ihnen allen.
On behalf of IFSC, I thank the German Alpine Club and all the organizing bodies for the fourth stage of the Boulder World Cup here in Munich. As always, I like to be here. It's a great event and a great final. I think the Olympic Games sneak climbing is new sport, which was shown today here in Munich. I think we have a great perspective, and the Boulder season, the World Cup season is finished now, but the Boulder season in principle not yet. We have the European Championship next weekend in Eindhoven, Holland, and now, yeah, there are some. See you there, stay tuned, and now we want to celebrate the athletes for their incredible performance today. Thank you.
Ja, vielen, vielen Dank an unsere Redner. Der Guido zum Beispiel war früher selber ein ganz, ganz starker Kletterer, ist er heute immer noch, ganz klar, aber war ein Pionier des Klettersports, ganz, ganz klar. Und jetzt ist er hier der Vizepräsident des DAV und zuständig für den Klettersport. Die Siegerehrung des IFSC Boulder Weltcups München 2013 bei den Herren, Damen, Entschuldigung, wird vorgenommen. Ja, wird vorgenommen. Wo ist er? Vom DRV-Vizepräsident Franz van der Loo.
The medical ceremony for the IFSC Boulder World Cup Munich 2013 category women will be done by DRV Vice President Franz van der Loo. IFSC Boulder World Cup 2013.
Dritter Platz.
Third place.
Aus England, aus Großbritannien. Shauna Coxsey.
IFSC Boulder World Cup 2013.
Zweiter Platz.
Second place.
From the United States, Alex Puccio.
IFSC Boulder World Cup 2013.
Erster Platz.
First place, and the winner is
Aus Österreich.
from Austria.
Die Strahlendame Anna Stöhr. Herzlichen Glückwunsch, liebe München. Bis auf einen Weltcup hat sie alles gewonnen. Dieses Jahr ganz, ganz großer Kampf, ganz, ganz große Athletin.
Blitzlichtgewitter. Was ist da los? Fotografen haben ihre Bilder schon gemacht.
Nein, die Anna, die ist ja gewohnt, hier auf dem Podest zu stehen. Hat wie gesagt fast alle Weltcups gewonnen. Nur einmal hat sie den zweiten Platz belegt. Und hier war es ja ganz, ganz knapp. 20. Platz nach der Qualifikation haben sie alle gezittert. Und jetzt hier ganz oben. Da hat sie alle ihre Erfahrung rausgespielt.
So, dann machen wir weiter mit den Herren. Wir warten auf das Zeichen, ob alle schon parat stehen. Jetzt wird spannend.
Okay.
Nochmal.
Ja, die Siegerehrung wird jetzt gleich hier bei den Jungs gehen. Vorgenommen, auf geht's. Jawohl, ein bisschen hapert's. Aber wir sind so geflasht noch vom großen Finale. Und wir sehen jetzt hier, wer steht da drüben auf dem zweiten Platz. Ganz stark gemacht. Die Siegerehrung des IFSC Bouldering-Weltcups München 2013 bei den Herren wird vorgenommen von Dr. Guido Köstemeyer, Vizepräsident des DRV.
The medal ceremony for the IFSC Boulder World Cup Munich 2013 category man will be done by Dr. Guido Köstemeyer, DRV Vice President. IFSC Boulder World Cup 2013.
Dritter Platz.
Third place.
Geht an aus Russland. Rustam Gelmanov.
IFSC Boulder World Cup 2013.
Zweiter Platz.
Second place.
Und jetzt möchte ich euch alle hören. Er hat es aufs Podium geschafft, auf den zweiten Platz. Aus Deutschland, Thomas Tauporn. Lange Vorstellung, die er hier performt hat.
IFSC Boulder World Cup 2013.
Erster Platz.
First place and the winner is
Aus Japan.
from Japan.
Rei SUGIMOTO. Meine Damen und Herren, bitte heben Sie sich für die Nationalhymne von Japan.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise to the national anthem of Japan.
Jawohl, Rei SUGIMOTO. Sein erster Weltcup-Sieg hier in München. Ganz, ganz groß gekämpft, ganz toll gebouldert und hier verdient gewonnen. Ja, und Fabi, jetzt haben wir ein bisschen geübt. Jetzt können wir die Gesamtwertung fehlerfrei hoffentlich machen.
Jetzt waren es noch zwei Sieger und haben noch. Seid ihr parat? Dann, bitteschön, lieber Leo.
Ja, das
Third place. From the United States, Alex Puccio. IFSC Boulder Bowl Cup 2013. Zweiter Platz, second place. From Japan, Akio Noguchi. Die Gewinnerin vom letzten Jahr hier.
Bilder seid dabei.
Ja, Akio Noguchi, Zweite des Gesamtweltcups, des gesamten Boulder-Weltcups 2013. Und IFSC Boulder Cup 2013. Erster Platz. First place overall. And the winner is Anna Stöhr. Ja, und last but not least die Gesamtwertung der Herren, die Overall Ranking of this Boulder Year 2013 of the IFSC Boulder World Cup. IFSC Boulder World Cup, Gesamtwertung 2013 bei den Herren. IFSC Boulder World Cup 2013 Final Ranking Man. Die Siegerehrung der Gesamtwertung des IFSC Boulder World Cup 2013 bei den Herren wird vorgenommen von unserer Stadträtin Mechthilde Wittmann. The medal ceremony for the IFSC Boulder World Cup 2013 Category Man will be done by Munich Councilwoman Mechthilde Wittmann. IFSC Boulder World Cup 2013, dritter Platz, third place, goes to Shauna Coxsey from Canada. Ja, leider hat es nicht geschafft ins Finale heute, aber in der Gesamtwertung auf dem dritten Platz. Tolle Saison gehabt. IFSC Boulder World Cup 2013, zweiter Platz, second place, aus Österreich, Jakob Schubert.
Ja, auch Jakob war leider nicht im Finale dabei. Letztes Jahr hier im Finale gewesen, aber in der Gesamtwertung war er ganz, ganz stark in den anderen Wettkämpfen. Jakob Schubert hier auf dem zweiten Platz.
And finally, IFSC Boulder World Cup 2013.
Erster Platz.
First place and the winner is
From Russia, Dimitri Sharafutdinov. Ja, und die drei Gewinner. Meine Damen und Herren, bitte erheben Sie sich für die Nationalhymne von Russland.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise to the national anthem of Russia.
Zuschauer, 6000 Zuschauer heute hier. Unglaublich. Wir können nur sagen, vielen, vielen Dank.
Anna Stöhr, all in all, 7 gold medals, 1 silver medal this year. You have never come anything lower throughout the entire season. What an incredible year. How are you feeling?
I feel really good. I mean, if you say it like this now, if you hear that I got 7 gold and 1 silver medal, it doesn't even sound real.
No, it's kind of unbelievable for us as well at the same time. So the only one you didn't was in Innsbruck on your home turf, and I'm sure you'll come back again from that next year. But here in Munich, the closing one, the end of the year for you, how important was this win?
Yeah, it was really good. I mean, after the qualification where I nearly got out of the whole comp, I was really back in reality actually. And I thought, well, I really have to climb super well to be on top. And that's what I did in the semi-final. I thought I was so lucky that I got the next chance to climb actually. So I just didn't want to let go. And in the final, well, everything came together, and I'm really happy that I was able to win in front of the crowd in Munich, because I took the overall title, and it's always good if the crowd knows you. So yeah.
They definitely knew you here as well. As you were saying then, from the qualification round, it's a really tricky position for you to be in. You could definitely see that new improved vigour as you came back in the semi-finals. Did it carry you through to the finals, would you say, as well, or did the crowd kind of help with that a little bit being here also? Do you think it was just that passion after the qualies to just make sure you got there at the end of the year?
Yes, I think it was that I wanted to climb well after the qualification, and I really enjoyed the problems. I had fun, and I didn't have fun in the qualification round, and that's always important for me. And now I just enjoyed climbing, and I climbed well, and I'm definitely happy with the result.
So overall World Cup winner for this year, you've won the last World Cup of this year as well. What's next for you?
Well, next week there's the European Championship in Eindhoven, and yeah, I'm ready for it.
So it's Eindhoven next week for you. After that, a little bit of a rest. You're going to take some time to go and see some things, relax a little bit at home?
Yeah, go climbing outside actually. I won't do Arco, neither Rockstar, so it's the last comp of the season for me, Eindhoven, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Anna, thank you for the privilege of watching you through this year. Thank you for being such a sport, and congratulations.
Thank you, Daniel.
Anna Stöhr. So guys, that is us wrapping things up here now at this stage. Incredible competition. Anna, all the way through the year, been absolutely unbelievable. We've seen an incredible performance from Dmitry Sharafutinov as well. Also, Rei SUGIMOTO, his first ever medal. Not only that, but his first ever gold, as well as his first ever medal. Thomas Tauporn in front of his home crowd, also with a silver medal also as well. And then some of the girls as well. Disappointment for Shauna Coxsey at the last stage of the year, but Alex Puccio, what a performance there. And Akio Noguchi still with overall silver. Thank you for being with us all the way through this year. Thank you for taking part in the bouldering season of the IFSC World Cups. I'm Daniel Finn. Thank you to John Partridge for being with us today as well, all the way through the commentary, and we'll see you next year for the bouldering. We'll see you next week for Eindhoven for the European Bouldering World Cup. Thank you and good night.